there we go. Hey chat, it seems I forgot to turn on music for you guys today. I'm sorry about that. But also, you know, I think you'll live. I think you'll live. How we doing? How we doing? It do be time to do some stream. I am gonna boot up the game and go to grab a drink because I have a drink. That's not alcoholic, but is a drink. Well, let me just get this all set. See if the music's too loud or anything. Maybe a little bit, maybe like right there. Yeah, that looks like it should be pretty good. How we doing, chat? How we doing? Yeah, you guys enjoy this music for a moment. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go grab a beverage. I'm back, chat. I've got some orange cream soda. Let's get this motherfucking stream going, baby. Alright. I don't remember what was going on at all. Well, I sort of do. But it has been a fat moment. Do I have to connect puzzle pieces together? What do I go to? It doesn't have the whole thing where it's like, oh, you could go here, here, or I mean... Sorry, I'm relearning the controls. Alright, well, let's just take the elevator back down, shall we? So I don't think I can leave the area. Edgeworth has no interest in women. He's just really thinking about perfume. Can't go over there, can't do anything with over there. Maybe I have to make connections? I would assume that, where was the killer in grape juice? Or something, but... No, I did that last stream, too. The killer was in the elevator. Haha! Are you fucking joking me? You gotta be fucking kidding me. Yeah, of course the killer was in the fucking elevator. Oh no! And now is it the grape juice? Are you fucking kidding me? I have it! I'm sorry, man. Damn it, Edward. I can prove that someone other than myself was here around the time of the murder. What? Really? Yes, it's rather simple, actually. The proof is in the pudding. Or rather, the grape juice, in this case. These footsteps here confess to me this very fact. That someone exited the elevator alive. Seeing as how the victim is dead, that would mean a second person. But couldn't the footprint be from Mr. Hicks himself? Ah, but if you look at our victim's shoes, you'll realize that the victim is dead. Which means... Mr. Hicks wasn't alone in the elevator. In fact, it was quite the opposite. There was actually one other person in the elevator. Gasp! Yeah, fucking obviously. I got issues with this game, chat. What's going on over there? Fuck. I don't remember how to do any of these voices. Unforgivable! He's unforgivable! Do you understand what I'm saying? The movie is late! Your sex tape was supposed to be on my desk! But the movie? What? I'm not talking anymore! You are just wasting my time! What's the matter, Mr. LeBlanc? If there's no emergency, you gotta get the fuck back to your seat now. Do not tell me what to do! I need not sit down! Well, Mr. Prosecutor, to prove you are innocent yet? If you would like, I'll prove my innocence to you right now. Do you see that grape juice elevator? There was a boy in there. What? Nonsense! Are you saying my eyewitness testimony is mistaken? Not mistaken, merely that there is room for doubt. I'd be most honored if you could please tell me what you saw in detail once more. Fine, suit yourself. Bang, bang, poopy, I shoot at you. I'm certain I saw Mr. X enter the elevator. It was when the needles on the pocket watch pointed to the 6 and 12. And the body was discovered 15 minutes after that in the lounge, yes? Then you, the only person in the lounge, must be the criminal. Mr. LeBlanc's conclusion seemed to make logical sense. However, I did not kill somebody, so I can't be the murderer. So, my eyewitness testimony, if you think you can destroy it, then come! Come. Hurry! Come, Mr. Edgeworth! Why is he so irritated? I'm the one being accused of murder. Anyway, I must find a way to discredit this fucker's account. Alright. Yeah, so he entered the elevator. I don't know, we'll press on everything. Mr. LeBlanc, were you able to get a good look at the inside of the elevator at the time? Of course, I saw what was inside. And are you sure that the victim was in the elevator alone? Yes. The only person inside was this X-Man. This last outburst is a bit too important to let go. The only person inside was the X-Man. Do you have something to present on that? I guess the footprints. Mr. LeBlanc. What is it? There is a very glaring contradiction in your testimony.
What do you mean? Don't talk about my testicles that way.
Please take a look at the area in front of the elevator. There, at the spilled grape juice.
Yes, and? Will you admit you also spilled it with your blood?
No, it spilled itself during the turbulence. But the interesting thing here is the set of grape juice footprints.
The footprints?
Yes, the ones that led from within the elevator out into the lounge itself. It's evidence that proves that someone other than Mr. Hicks exited the elevator alive!
No!
There must be some other person who was in the elevator with Mr. Hicks. Now then, I'm done playing games. Why don't you tell us the truth? I don't know. What's the point to say about that? ...
Can you please translate that for us?
God, what fucking voice do I give this girl? This girl who's probably the killer and got her tits out. I got a great voice for her. No way. That's totally impossible. I guess is what he's trying to say.
No way. That is totally impossible. I know there was no other person in there. I saw with my own eyes. ...
How much you want to bet there was like a suitcase in the elevator? And like somebody like was like in the suitcase. And then the killer climbed out of the suitcase and like stabbed him. It'd be really stupid, but I bet that's it.
If you want to know what I think, Mr. Edgeworth, I don't think Mr. LeBlanc is trying to lie to us.
I suppose she's right. He doesn't seem to be lying, he just seems to be French, which is even worse. But then, what does it mean? What about this contradiction? Mr. LeBlanc, please, just once more, will you recall the details of what you witnessed for me, and tell me all about the big, stupid-looking suitcase that was in the elevator with you?
I was very upset when Mr. X passed by my seat. He gave me the ick. I was always checking the time over and over again. I happened to follow that man with my eyes when he passed me. And I saw clearly into the elevator he was entering. But I swear there was no one else inside. No one. Mr. LeBlanc, can you just calm the fuck down? What? Dare you to have an issue with my eyewitness testimony? No, just forget what I said.
Yet again, he doesn't appear to be lying, but I can't let this testimony stand as the truth. I bet you we need to press on the last one.
Hold it!
Why do you insist that you are absolutely not mistaken?
Because when I say I'm not wrong, I am not wrong! Mr. LeBlanc, if I may, I think you're wrong.
Funny, that suspiciously mirrors something I told her not too long ago. Mr. LeBlanc doesn't seem to be lying. I need to draw more information out of him. Why are you upset? Why are you mad? So, are you still upset now? Because you're a murderer?
I am always upset! The only time I'm not is when I have a piece of art in my hands.
It's surprisingly easy to believe that about him.
But I was even more upset when Mr. X walked by me. I was always checking the time over and over again.
Okay, why? Why were you so attentive about the time?
Because something unforgivable was happening.
Come to think of it, you were yelling something about unforgivable earlier.
I was giving a complaint to the attendant about the movie starting time. Return back to me my time, in money. You understand the point.
Movie? Is he talking about the in-flight one that's mentioned in the magazine? A summary of the plot and its start time. Interesting.
They were supposed to show License to Love, Laugh, Maim, and Murder. I cannot see that movie in my country. You can only see it on international flights. I looked forward greatly to that movie. I checked my pocket watch whenever possible so I could not miss it. I even set my pocket watch to the destination time when I came on board. So my watch is not wrong. It matched the schedule. But the movie is still late. I'm very, very late.
Hold it.
Your pocket watch. I'd like to ask you a little more about it if that's alright.
The movie I wanted to see would not start, so I checked my pocket watch many times.
Hold it.
Okay, tell us about that. So you like movies, huh? Moving these nuts across your face?
Yes! Please! I was so looking forward to watching License to Love, Laugh, May, Murder.
Miss Teniero, was this movie shown on this flight?
Yeah, it was shown at the scheduled time.
Isn't it possible you simply slept through it by accident?
Nonsense, you doubt me? Bang, 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 pow, pow.
Ouch! Stop shooting me! Oh! Oh! Odd. How did he miss a movie that he was clearly hoping to see? Is he just so stupid and dumb and idiot?
I checked my pocket watch a great number of times. That much I know for sure. My watch is set to my destination's time. I always set it when I board the plane.
Hold it.
You're sure about what you just testified, Mr. LeBlanc?
Yes, of course. I'm a very busy man. I am immediately busy when I land. I have many places to go and no time to waste adjusting my pocket watch.
I see. That was a very valuable statement you just made.
Flatter me all you want, but you will not get 1 cent out of me.
That's alright. All I require is this piece of testimony. How do I present different time zones? Yeah, departure time zone. So
Objection.
objection! You're stupid and French! Mr. LeBlanc, you just said this just now in your testimony.
I'm stupid and French.
Now, if your watch was set to our destination's time zone, it would mean that your watch is displaying the time of our destination.
Yes, and the correct time is worth its 6 cents.
I would like you to take a look at this.
Unzips pants.
If you believe this Sky magazine, clocks on this flight run in accordance with the time of our departure time zone. Of course, the movie schedule was also created with that in mind. Miss Teniero, for confirmation's sake, what time zone is this flight aligned to right now?
Well, we made sure to stop at the transfer point.
That's right. It was in that small Asian country, the Republic of Zhengfa.
But we didn't readjust our onboard clocks at the time. So right now, we are still running on Borginian time. What?
The time difference between Borginia and our destination is 9 hours. In that case, it's only natural that your watch would be out of sync with the schedule.
What?
Further, with your analog watch set to our destination time, it would appear to be running 3 hours fast when compared to the flight's onboard clocks. It also changes everything about your testimony. And you can bet 1,000,000 cents on that. In light of this information, it means you saw Mr. Hicks 3 hours prior to 3 a.m.
My 1,000,000 cents!
This should clear up all of the remaining accusations.
So this basically widens the time frame of the time of death, right? Like, by a lot.
Yes, because Mr. LeBlanc saw the victim entering the elevator at 3 a.m. It means that the time of death could be anywhere from 3 to 6:15 a.m. The question now is, where was Mr. Hicks during the span of time, and what was he doing? Was he perhaps in a suitcase?
I got something to say.
And you are?
Yeah, I'm Cammy Meal. I'm a flight attendant, and I like nothing more than leaving my tits exposed.
And why would you do that?
Well, I think your story is a little different from how I remember it. What do you mean, Cammy? I saw Mr. Hicks sitting in his seat at 5 a.m., you know.
What? How can you be so sure of the time?
Ah, that's right. He put the call button while we were parked at the transfer point.
Ah, the stop we made for refueling and cargo transfer in Zhengfa, correct?
Yeah, it was from 4 to 5 a.m. according to our clock.
And during that time, did any of the passengers leave or did any new ones board this flight?
No. Not a single person got off or on in Zhengfa. Actually, that's incorrect. I got off in Zhengfa. I get off in Zhengfa every time.
What? The few who were
Sorry, I just love copying your voice. The few who were handling the cargo transfer might have temporarily gotten on or off, but like they're still here.
So basically, I can assume that no one left or got on our initial takeoff. Interesting. I should keep that in mind.
Yeah, and I answered his call. I serviced him. Ooh la la. I can tell you Mr. Ackby Hicks was there in his seat when we took off again at 5 a.m.
Alright then, that puts the time of murder between 5 and 6:15 a.m.
Okay, now what time did you come down to the lounge, Mr. Edgeworth?
I remember coming down here almost as soon as we left the Republic of Zhengfa. Ah!
You were here the whole time from 5, yes? Then you are the only one who could be a killer! Mr. Edgeworth? Are you fucking kidding me?
Unfortunately, no, I'm not fucking kidding you.
But then, how do you explain the footprint? Is it not obvious? This man waited for X in there in this lounge, wait to kill him! And then he put the corpse in the elevator. This is when the turbulence happened, as putting corpses in elevators is what causes turbulence. My eyewitness testimony may not have been mistaken. But what time I saw Mr. X enter the elevator on the second floor does not matter, because the entire incident concluded here in this lounge.
Everything happened in this lounge? Is that what you really believe, Mr. LeBlanc?
You have another idea?
I simply feel that there is something out of place in this scenario they presented. Like another crime scene, like the cargo hold or something that's like got bloody in it. Task from to another location. Maybe the piggy bank? You're really stupid. I think it's either the piggy bank or the wine footprints.
Take that!
Okay, never mind, I guess it is the piggy bank. The murder weapon, this little piggy bank, is sold at the in-flight shop. It is sold there and only there and is not displayed here in this lounge. How then did it find its way here? Don't you find that a tiny bit suspicious? I mean, it's almost like we've been on this flight for like a sizable amount of time, and anyone could go to the in-flight shop at just not any point. But you know...
Such a trivia point. It only means you're prepared to take it from the shop first before coming here. It doesn't prove you're innocent at all.
Is there no way to win with this man?
If I may. What is it? You see, well, it's just as Mr. Edgeworth says. Oh? And how do you know this so well? Well, it's just that piggy bank was in the shop. I saw it with my own eyes.
And when was this?
It was maybe around 5:40 a.m.
Isn't that just before we hit that patch of turbulence?
That's right. You were in the shop just before the turbulence? Yeah, I was.
Come to think of it, you look like a murderer. Miss Tenniera, when I found this body, I believe you came out of that door.
Yes, I did.
And what is behind that door?
That's the flight attendant's room. Then you were on the first floor? Yes. I had something to do at the shop and the in-flight attendant's room. So I went to the shop first, then to the flight attendant's room.
Are you saying that you passed by me at some point?
Yes, you seemed really interested in that issue of Sky Magazine. So, you know, I didn't really want to bother you.
I do vaguely recall somebody walking by, but I didn't care because I'm snooty.
Anyway, the piggy bank was definitely there at the shop when I went there.
Why did you go to the shop in the first place? Was it to get a murder weapon?
I went there for a work-related matter.
Work, you say? You're not even working right now!
Yes, the upkeep of the shop is also one of my responsibilities.
Why did you not say this until now? Is what I want to know. ... In any case, I believe it's clear that the shop needs to be investigated as well.
Shall we head over then?
What is it now? Aren't you forgetting something, Miss Rhoda? Don't you need the captain's permission to check the shop?
No, I haven't forgotten. But I have already asked him for permission to search the entire plane. So I think we're alright.
Huh? That's weird. What is it? Well, I just talked to Captain C, and he said that he didn't give you permission to do anything like that at all.
What?
What is the meaning of this, Miss Teniero? It means she's lying. Go on, admit that you are. You said you had permission to search all over, but you don't. And yet, here you are. You, flight attendant, what are you trying to do? Put a sheep over us? The captain's calling for you, Miss Rhoda. Oh, but don't worry. I already got permission to search the shop from the captain already. See, unlike you, I do the things right away. Miss Teniero, why would you do such a thing?
Please excuse me.
Looks like I get to be in charge now, handsome fella. Please go back to your seat, Mr. LeBlanc. And Mr. Edgeworth, I'm gonna make you deserve that name. There's something about Miss Teniero that has just piqued my curiosity. But right now, I have to investigate this lady's half-open shirt. Off I go. Hey look, it's ugly-ass suitcases. So this is the in-flight shop. There's quite a mess in here. You think? Guess I'll have to clean things up then. Tee-hee. Hold on, Boop. You can't clean up a potential crime scene. Oh, thank goodness. I hate cleaning so much. I mustn't rush into things here. I must remain cool, calm, and collected, like a cucumber. Because this piggy bank was left at the crime scene. Chat, can you point at where the piggy bank was? And then the little cursor follows the screen, and then it finally lands up in that bit of fucking broken glass, and it's just like, yeah, and he's like, correct, good job, chat. There's a very good chance that the killer had paid this place a visit and broken some glass or something. What an ugly suitcase. What are these? Oh, those are our company's completely original line of suitcases. They're practically flying out the door. That's how popular they are. You could fit a whole body in one of those. You won't regret it. Perhaps that's how things work on this flight, but in the real world you try, then you buy. No way! But either way, it doesn't really matter. True, either way. Why would anyone buy a suitcase after they've boarded the plane? Anyway, see that? Just look at all the Captain Uggo heads painted on there. Cute company mascot, isn't he? They're painted with a whole lot of care. Doesn't he look like he's about to just jump at you? It would certainly make something jump inside of my stomach. Huh? Oh, I guess there's no fooling your fine taste. What? You looked like you really wanted to get one, and I thought I was gonna finally make my first sale, but
but you saw right through it. Glad that's done, though. Never make me try to give you a sales pitch ever again, okay?
But I never showed any interest in anything to begin with.
Tee-hee. It was really pretty horrible, isn't it? You wanna know something? This suitcase was designed by Miss Rhoda.
Miss Teniero designed this?
Yeah, it was a company-wide contest.
Well, it does have a design.
Sharp? Like stinky sharp cheddar, maybe.
God, I never thought that they fucking put this much detail into just tits on fucking Ace Attorney. Well, like, I know that they do sometimes, but, like, good God, why? Like, there's even a fucking, like, shine shadow on there. Like, are you fucking kidding me? Get those fucking honka badonka doos off my goddamn screen. Hold on. Gotta... Hold on, chat. One moment, I just gotta... Just gotta grab this picture real quick. There we go. Much better. Let's just get that hole. There we go. Miss Teniero designed this, did she? It's definitely not what I would have expected. Oh! I'm getting rid of the Jesus face. Goodbye, Jesus. Thanks for popping in this stream, dude.
You okay?
I'm fine. Please watch yourself, Miss Mayo. Miss Meal. Letting a suitcase freely roll around has got to be a safety violation.
Here, I'll put it back.
I want to look in the suitcase. I bet there's a murder victim in there or something. Or a murderer.
I don't know much about this shop, but you can still ask me about whatever.
So what do you think about what has happened regarding this case?
I don't know. I guess I think you're the killer though, Mr. Edgeworth.
I can assure you that I'm here in this shop to prove just the opposite.
Yeah, but it was me that got you the permission to look around. You know, you honk. So don't forget about that, Kay.
How am I supposed to thank you properly if you keep it falling asleep?
Well, you know what will really show you thanks? You see that item for sale over there?
Sorry, but you're going to have to make do with my words of appreciation. Beautiful flowers in a beautiful arrangement. I feel cleansed just by looking at them, because I'm not the murderer.
Well, you're kind of stepping on a few of them, you know.
Oh, excuse me. Inside this display case is a row of lifesavers and life vests for sale.
We sell a lot of those when there's some kind of accident or something. But some people buy them even when there's nothing going on. I'll buy Mr. Edgeworth, care to buy one?
I sense that this shop is one shopper away from being sued. There's a wide selection of souvenirs for sale in these display cases.
You know what I'd suggest?
Sorry, but I have no intention of buying souvenirs on this trip.
Okay then, how about you buy something for me then, as a present?
I can't think of a single reason why I'd want to buy you anything.
But I've had my eye on that pendant for such a long time.
Try paying some attention to me when I ask you something and then we'll talk. The glass from the display case's door is shattered all over the floor. And it looks like there's nothing on the display inside either. Hmm? Wait, actually I think there is something. What's this? A mini captain's hat? The plot thickens. There are all kinds of luxury name brand merchandise for sale in this display case. And they're lined up in just such a manner as to scream "buy me" to any passers-bys. I don't know if I'd say that when they're all just sitting on the fucking floor. Stuffed toys just like the one Miss Meal is holding are on display here. They're relatively cheap, which explains why they're displayed so haphazardly.
How about it, Mr. Edgeworth? You know you want one too. They're great for when you're stressed.
Why do I envision stuffed animal abuse when she says that? Carrie Meal is the type of person to fucking... I don't know if you guys have seen that video, like that kid who like duct tapes like a fucking like toy to the floor and like just like beats the shit out of it. That's her. Alright, we probably have to do puzzle time. I bet it's this. The hat probably used to be on the piggy bank's head. Let's give it a go and see. I believe this piggy bank was forcibly removed from this display case. Does this mean that the killer broke the glass to get at it?
Really?
Don't tell me you don't know what things go where in this shop.
Well, I don't. Miss Rhoda's in charge of this place, so come on, how should I know anything?
I sense that further inspection of this display case is needed. Oops. Investigate Edgeworth. Miles Edgeworth Investigations it. I won't rest until I've inspected everything. The glass in this door is broken. Perhaps it was the killer who broke it in order to take the piggy bank. But that's a bit of an odd... But it's a bit odd that the inside of the case is so devoid of glass shards. Plus the glass is broken rather cleanly. What is it?
I touched the glass and it cut my finger. It hurts, Mr. Edgeworth, it hurts.
Please tell me you can deal with such a minor cut on your own. You idiot. Is this the same man as the one portrayed by the statues around the elevator?
Yeah, that's a paperweight of the founder of Go You Airlines, Mr. Hugo Hughes. On the bottom shelf we have a cute one, the middle shelf is a realistic one, and on the top shelf, that's the floral version.
Floral? Are you sure about that? Let me guess, you just said the first thing that came to your mind, right?
Dot 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 dot.
Looks like I hit the bullseye. Go You Airlines related books line the shelf. The history of Go You Airlines, the future of Go You Airlines, the 7 wonders of Go You, fight on Go You Airlines, working name Yugo Airlines, You Go You. The titles make it very clear that they won't be making the top sellers list at any time soon. For security, there's a lock on this display case. Miss Meal, if I may ask you about this lock.
The one who's in charge of the shop is Miss Rhoda, so she's got the keys to the display and all.
No, I see.
Oh, I bet you want to buy something. Do you want me to go get the key from her?
No, that's alright. It's time to start deucing. Do I have to like put the statue there or something? That'd be really stupid. Eureka! This is definitely where the statue was! Yeah, fucking obviously oh my god, this game's gonna drive me insane. If the killer had broken the glass to get at the Captain Hugo bank, there should be shards of glass inside the case itself.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I guess it'd be like that.
However, there's not a single piece of glass on the inside of the display case.
Nope. No, there isn't.
Which means that the glass was broken from the inside out. Infamous now. The piggy bank must have fallen over from the turbulence and right through the glass.
Yeah, that's for sure. There's so much glass all over the floor.
I'm willing to bet that this hat was knocked off its head at the time too.
That's nice.
Which leads me to believe that the killer took the Captain Hugo bank from here after the turbulence. Okay, that makes sense. That makes good sense. I like that.
Hogshoe.
Take your power naps on your own time, Miss Meal, and listen while I'm talking. But the murder occurred before the turbulence, which rules this piggy bank out as the murder weapon.
So you mean the bank's not the real weapon? It's a fake?
Yes, at this point it's a very real possibility.
But then what if the killer went to take the Captain Hugo? They broke the glass by accident.
The display case is locked, so that's highly unlikely.
Yeah, but there's one person who could have done it, and I'm totally trying to frame her because I'm the killer.
Oh, and who would that be?
Miss Rhoda, of course. I mean, she's the one in charge of here, so I should frame her pretty easily.
Miss Rhoda Teniero, huh? Alright, let's see if I can deuce. These two, perhaps? Yes, there was definitely something wrong here.
What's with the sun yelling?
Tell me, Miss Meal, don't you think there's something strange about these suitcases?
Oh, well, sure. They totally ooze strange, like the color and such.
That's not what I'm talking about. Now pay attention.
You scared me, Mr. Edgeworth. Oh, I'm so scared. Oh, leave your hands off me, you big, handsome lug.
Sorry. Ahem. These suitcases are lined up a bit too prim and proper.
Yeah, and they look a bit uptight, don't they? But I guess they take after their creator.
Again, that's not what I meant, you fucking catty, rude woman. Don't you find it unusual that these cases are the only things undisturbed by the turbulence? Never mind, I'd sooner find an answer by inspecting these suitcases myself. Upon closer inspection, they really are quite hideous.
Tee-hee. I wonder how Miss Rhoda would have reacted if she just heard you said that. I think she wants to be your girlfriend. What's wrong?
She makes a good point. It would be wise of me to watch what I say out loud. What's this? What's this? I've spotted something there. What's this? What's this? Suitcase underwear.
Take that!
This is what is so odd.
I don't think that's strange at all.
Well, maybe not to that extent. I mustn't overthink this. Even though that really should have worked because there's fucking stops on one but not stops on the other.
Take that!
There's something very peculiar about those wheels.
Yeah,
As in, there are no stoppers in place on these. Without stoppers, one would think the turbulence would have sent it flying.
And
so it's very likely that the suitcase was placed here after we hit that turbulence. Let's take a closer look inside, shall we? Large price tag, not exactly priced by someone with a conscience, I'd say. It would appear to be unlocked. Let's take a look at what's inside. A piece of cloth. And it's soaked in bloody.
it's blood.
It appears that this suitcase is very strongly tied to our murder after all.
So explain this to me. What does a suitcase got to do with all this?
Well, first of all, there's literally blood in it. Such as to move something, perhaps?
Aren't you talking about the cloth then?
That alone is too small. A larger item would be needed to move, is what I'm thinking. The thing I believe the killer used his suitcase to transport is the body.
Take that!
Something that would fit inside a suitcase that is also covered in blood. Sounds like a dead body, doesn't it?
But,
in the light of this, I'd say that Mr. Hicks has moved into the elevator from someplace else. Which means that the murder was committed in an entirely different location. ...
So you're saying that after moving the body into the elevator, the killer brought the suitcase in here and just left it?
Exactly. What is it?
Nothing, just that. I was thinking about what Miss Rhoda said about coming here for something.
Gasp! Are you still trying to frame her?
Excuse me, Mr. Edgeworth. I wanted to give you a bit more time, but I'm afraid I wasn't able to convince the captain. I'm very sorry, Mr. Edgeworth, but the captain feels that he has allowed you ample time. He said he'd appreciate it if you could wrap it up here and return to your seat.
I understand his sentiments. However, if I'm not allowed to complete my investigation, the crime scene may be contaminated by the time we land. If I must stop, then I insist I be allowed to oversee the preservation of the two sites. Under your supervision, of course.
If that's your only condition, then I believe we can accommodate your wishes. I'm here to assist you in whatever way I can, Mr. Edgeworth. Wink. Sounds like fun. We can camp out and watch over everything together.
I found proof that the real crime scene was not in the lounge, and I have enough evidence to prove myself to be innocent of any wrongdoing. Unlike those other times I've been accused and didn't have any evidence. Like when I went onto a lake with a gun. That was very smart of me. And yet regarding what Miss Meal reminded me about Miss Tieniero, I can't allow my investigation to end here. The truth must come to light. Carpal, are you here? If so, I don't think chat's working. Oh, not that fucking nerd. I hate that guy. I know that once we had landed, I'm supposed to let the local police take over. And thanks to Miss Tenier and Miss Meal, I was able to preserve the crime scene. But I just can't shake it. I wasn't able to talk with Miss Teniero in private. So I'm left wondering, just what is she up to? Why did she do what she did? There must be a way for me to continue my investigation.
No, I've been expecting you, my old Edworth.
Oh no. I don't want that to be Francesca's voice. I would hate that. That'd be fucking awful. Francesca, I thought you were still in Germany.
I go where I'm needed. And wherever there are criminals to be caught.
Her name is Francesca von Karma. The daughter of my mentor, Manfred von Karma. She, like myself, is a prosecutor. However, she does not have a bullet wound in her shoulder. Are you heading up this case? It would be a bit of a relief if you are.
Don't try to flatter me, Miles Edworth. I'm just placing you under arrest.
What?
It's quite frustrating, actually. I had hoped to exact some revenge on you in a different venue. Hubba hubba. But I'll have to take what I can get here. I never thought I'd see the day. When a disciple of the House of Von Karma would become a criminal. Hey, the same.
Yeah. When somebody from the House of Von Karma becomes a criminal, it's gonna be a real bad day. Wait, it has to be a big misunderstanding. I didn't kill the victim.
A misunderstanding? I heard about the murder from the police radio from the captain himself. He waited for the victim on the first floor, and he abandoned him to death.
Francesca, do you honestly believe that I'd beat somebody in this suit to death? I'd at least beat them to unconscious. ...
I suppose I should reserve judgment until after I've investigated this myself. I can put your ass on a hold until then.
That's as it should be.
Ha! I need a lecture from you on how to perform my duties in front of all people. To be perfect in every way, this is some fulfillment of the creed alone that I strive for.
Well, I have my own creed which I must fulfill, so why don't we solve this together? My creed is, talk to beautiful men and kiss them.
I have to get going. The crime scene waits. Don't you dare leave town.
Trust me, I had no intention to.
Detective Gumshoe?
Yes, sir!
Too slow. Ow! Listen up. I'm leaving you in charge of walking this man. Don't mess it up, okay?
Mr. Edgewood? I'm supposed to guard him?
I simply yes sir, no detective.
There. Yes, sir, understood, sir. You just leave it to me.
Miles Edworth. If you interfere with my investigation, I'll arrest you on the spot. Over here. None. You excuse me.
Good to see you again, Mr. Edgeworth, sir. Oh wait, no, what's Gumshoe's voice? Hold on, I gotta watch like an old stream till I get my Gumshoe voice back. I'm confident enough in like my Edgeworth voice, but not my Gumshoe voice. Unless I didn't put the first Ace Attorney stream up yet on YouTube. No, I definitely did. I should have. Let's have a look. Oh, I accidentally looked at my own stream. Let's see. Incredibly spotty and non-existent. Ah! Look what they did to the office! It's totally trashed! Well, worst comes to worst, if Gummy just gets a new voice, I mean that's all you can do sometimes. Good to see you again, Mr. Edgeworth, sir. Boy, am I glad to see you okay. Thank you, Detective. I believe in you, sir. You can lean on me. I'll get you through this. Though I have to admit I'm a bit curious as to what Frankie is up to. Maybe I should go ask the good detective. Very well, in that case I have a few questions for you. You are now on trial, Detective Gumshoe. Just kidding. Bye. No, I want to look at this interesting character. Lunchland. Not bad. I guess it's gotten big enough to warrant its own branch shops.
What should I go with? I recommend the airport special World Flags lunchboxes. Only available for a limited time. We have a variety of lunchboxes made up to look like different countries' flags.
I wonder if they're aiming to take Lunchland to the international market. I love spying on people. Okay, Gummy. So, how is the initial investigation going? We just shipped the body off to the coroner's office. And we're taking statements now, sir. That sounds like Frankie. She always was good at a response to cases. I'd say she was a little too quick, sir. Oh, and how so? I rushed on over here as soon as I got word about the affair, sir. But somehow, when I got here, Miss Von Karma was already here barking out orders at everyone. It was kinda creepy. as though she knew there had been a murder or something, and had come in advance to await your flight's arrival. That is sort of odd. She did show up rather quickly and out of the blue. Plus, I still don't know why she's here in America. There must be some backstory to all of this. Miss Von Karma just kind of popped up at the prosecutor's office about a week ago, sir. Something about chasing down leads related to a certain incident. No details? It's kind of top secret, so she can't just talk about it. Even with me, though. Sir. So I started talking to her for a moment. Knowing her, the only type of talking she likes to do is with her whip. I would say kinky, but I think she is like a child or something. Yeah, how old is... No, she's 19. Never mind. That's right, chat. You can simp over the dominatrix. She's legal. Yay! Woo! Good for you, chat. Because I know one motherfucker will pop up in chat and be like, Francesca's so hot. And I'll be like, okay. Good for you. Good for you. Good for you, man. Knowing her, the only type of talking she likes to do with it is with her whip. Plus, I doubt the top secret part was what stopped her from talking to you, detective. Although, I wonder if her case has anything to do with mine. Anyway, that's about all the info I have, sir. We should find out more about the investigation as we investigate the investigation. Yes, it is high time to resume our investigation. Starting with the talking to people involved in this case afresh. Oh, I hate this guy. This child seems to happily be enjoying the sight of so many planes. I'm all excited about seeing planes too. Just look at the size of those things.
You like planes too, mister? The balance between the main wings and the tail wings is really something, huh?
It seems that this child derives his pleasure from a different aspect. Oh, but I've got a thing for the shape of wings too, sir.
Hey, mister, you can stay next to me. So, about the plane's wings.
Thank you, detective, for leaving me out of this conversation. I don't know anything about wings at all. Looking at you from behind, I think I've seen this man somewhere before.
Nom, 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 nom. In Soviet Russia, world flag lunchboxes eat Jew.
Mr. Edgeworth, we've got to get him some water.
Found it, lol. Oh, I feel a wave of creative powers coming on. It's over 9,000, lol. For my next Elite movie, it's gonna be The Steel Samurai, Warrior of Neo Old Tokyo, versus the World Samurai, Champion of Earth. It's gonna rock through so many box arts.
Phil, good thing it was just a false alarm, right, Mr. Edgeworth? I wish that man had coughed and died on his lunchbox. Completely ignored me as usual. Whimpers like a dog. Who wants the gumshoe whimper audio? Cause you'll never get it. This man was in first class with me. He was quite shaken up by the whole affair. And I bet the affair with his wife as well. I'd be scared too if I got caught up in a murder investigation, sir. It's almost like I do them every day or something.
I get it. I made it the whole flight, and I'm not scared of turbulence anymore. This life vest is proof I made it alive. It's now my prized possession.
How could you just take that from the plane? It's okay, Mr. Edgeworth. It's got nothing to do with the murder, at least. I can't wait for that life vest to come back extremely important for the murder.
Oh, you must be the captain.
Why, yes, I am. And who might you be? Lovely 19-year-old lady?
I'm the private prosecutor, Francesca Von Karma. And I have a few questions for you.
Don't you dare, Captain. Get friendly with another woman. I'll never forgive you if you do. What are you talking about? I only have eyes for you, my dear Kami. I wouldn't bet money on our dear captain to be much of a reputable person. Sure you don't want to ask the captain some questions, sir? He was in the cockpit the entire time. I highly doubt he would know anything of use. Anyway, I like to leave that type of witness to Francesca and her whip. Ah!
Now see here!
Sorry, I'm sorry.
How long do you intend to hold me? It is impossible for me to be the criminal I told you!
Mr. LeBlanc.
What is you? Tell this man to stop stopping me from going. Time is money. I don't have 1 second of wasteful time to spend.
Sir, you can't go in there. 9 miles Edgeworth. I sure can go in there.
I'm very sorry, sir. No one is allowed to enter without Miss Von Karmer's express permission.
But I'm on the case.
Yeah, I know, but she's scary.
Why would you do this to me, Frankie? Did you finish taking his statement yet? Yep, all done, sir.
I do not concern if you're not done examining the cargo hold. I want my cargo back. I want to be holding my cargo from the cargo hold. If you make a single scratch on my art, you will pay.
Art? What sort of art? Mr. LeBlanc's an art dealer, so he's got a bunch of artwork down the cargo hold. There's practically a mountain of them, large and small.
From folk costumes to stone statues, I sell all kinds.
Folk costumes? Speaking of which, Mr. LeBlanc's hat. It kind of looks like that other piece of cloth. It does, doesn't it? I didn't even think about that. Mr. LeBlanc, can you please take a look at this for me?
Ah, it is a Virginian cloth.
As I suspected, your hat is made out of the same material, I suppose.
Yes, of course. This fabric is so famous, orders come from overseas for more.
Then this is the cargo you were talking about earlier?
No. My cargo this time is much, many gigantic. You, detective, when can I have my cargo moved?
You can get your cargo back when you're done investigating, pal.
The stubbornness of you police is not good. And it is not good that the attendant refuses the exit to the attendant's room either.
That attendant? I wonder if he's talking about Miss Teniero. What did you mean by that attendant, Mr. LeBlanc?
She's taken the attendant's room for her interview, and then they still have not come out. They make no sign of coming out either. Even I came out when I was a little boy. I came out as straight because I love women. I was finished with my own interview much earlier, quicker than air.
Why is Miss Teniero's interview the only one that's taking so much time? Could it be that she's being murdered?
Martha Edworth, you were given free rein to examine the plane, weren't you?
Yes, I was able to obtain the cooperation of the flight attendants. Speaking of attendants, I'd like to speak with Miss Teniero. I wonder if you might grant me permission to enter the flight attendant's room?
Before I do that, you still have to clear up a few issues surrounding your honor of circumstances.
I understand.
You may have tricked those attendants with your sophisticated talking, but you can't pull the wool over my eyes, so my eyes are worse. Let's not complicate things and go with the most obvious conclusions. The scene here of the crime was here in the very lounge where the body was discovered. From the time the victim has been seen calling for an attendant until his body was found. The only person sitting in the lounge the entire time was you, Miles Edgeworth. This was unmistakably makes you the likely suspect.
There was so much wrong with that. Teniero came through the lounge. We know the body was moved. There's so much wrong with that. Why is Franny's voice the gay slur? Get me in call, I'll do my own human voice. It's because when we got off the plane, there was just a question mark that said it was like, I've been expecting you. And that's just the voice that came out. So ever since then, I've been doing that for Francesca's voice. But I will give Francesca a better voice because we're going to have to deal with Francesca the whole time, and I don't want to have to keep spitting all over my face.
Where's my kindness to her?
Fuck me. I'm just gonna uninstall the game. I'm just gonna stop. I can't do German voices. Is what I would say if I couldn't do German voices. Unless you want me to keep doing that fucking stupid voice I've been doing. You want me to do my little German boy voice? Little German boy! Oh, is my kindness too hard for you to comprehend? Thank you, but your leniency is unnecessary, for I will prove my innocence soon enough. If I want to continue my investigation, I'll have to beat the shit out of this little German boy immediately. Let's not complicate things and go with the most obvious conclusion. The scene of the crime was in here, the very lounge the body was discovered. From the time the victim was seen calling for an attendant until his body was found, the only person in this lounge the entire time was you, Miles Edgeworth. Wrong. Wah, wah. Wah, wah. Oh, I don't have like a statement from her about her like seeing me in here or something. This unmistakably makes you the likeliest suspect. The likeliest suspect, huh? What a roundabout euphemism. I have a euphemism all the time, but it would appear that she doesn't know how to have a euphemism, as she is actually a little German boy. About the new evidence that we acquired and where we acquired it. I'll take care of the gaps here in her logic one hole at a time. So just press everything, I guess? Don't you think you'll have a rash? I like my affair simple and perfect. I show you the meaning of both when I finish this whole thing within 3 minutes. Hey, you say that like you're cooking a pack of instant noodles. Ouch! I won't allow you even 3 seconds of useless testimony to be uttered in my presence. I see she hasn't changed a bit, but I won't allow her to send me to prison so easily, like I did her father. The scene of the crime was in here, the very lounge where the body was discovered.
Hold it!
So tell me, Frankie, do you know it all there is to know about the crime scene? And all that I need to know in order to arrest you. And nothing more? Are you saying there is more I need to know? Ah, why do you whip me, sir? Sorry, Scruffy, my hand must have slipped. It would appear that Francesca doesn't have all the facts of this case yet. So I should fucking present, I guess. Would it be that? Because it would be about the shop stuff, I guess? This piece of evidence perfectly exposes the flappy logic in your bullshit. Well then why don't you show me how it does that? Just go on! I bet it's this part, right? The conflicts, something, right? The time? You have no idea what you're talking about! Detective Gumshoe, don't speak up while you don't know what you're talking about. Sorry, sir. I was just trying to follow your lead. I was trying to make you look cooler. That you would allow a subordinate to take over is your disgrace. No, I guess that wasn't it after all.
Hold it!
Well, it's true that I was in the lounge the whole time. That fact alone does not make me the criminal. We'll see about that at the conclusion of this investigation. However, there's one more thing that you must admit at this time. This unmistakably makes you the most likely suspect. Under such circumstances, I suppose I can agree that I am the most likely suspect. But I believe in you, sir. I don't think you did it. Miss Von Karma's gonna believe that too, right? I mean, you two are like No! Quiet, Scruffy. Even if we're related by blood, there's no guarantee that she's not a criminal. Frankie. I demand to see the proof that you are not guilty. The likely suspect, huh? What a roundabout euphemism. but it would appear that she yet doesn't know about the new evidence that we fucking piece of shit. Scene of the crime was in here in the very lounge where the body was discovered. I guess the suitcase? Yeah, maybe suitcase? Yeah. Yeah, it'd have to be suitcase. She probably learned everything from Tenier. It would appear that you did not have all the information you needed after all. There was a woman with half her shirt open that she was like spewing some bullshit. She probably didn't talk to you. And what does that mean? I found a nice piece of evidence just before I was forced to stop investigating. A piece of evidence that proves that the body was moved from a different location. Dot. The killer used a suitcase to move the victim's body around, meaning that the real— holy shit, this music slaps so fucking hard. Yeah. I fucking love this shit. Meaning that the real scene of the crime is not in this lounge after all. Objection! Now who's rationally jumping to conclusions? Excuse me? All you did was find this piece of cloth inside the suitcase. That doesn't prove that the body was moved at all. It could be that the killer simply chose that the suitcase a good place to hide the cloth. I expected you would come to that conclusion. It would seem that I can't escape that easily. You should know better than that. That karma is perfect everywhere. But did you know that your father is in jail? Shut up! Where is the proof that the suitcase was moved around? Literally right there.
Take that!
The spilled grape juice? Yes, and I'd like to draw your attention to this area here. The part that looks like a suitcase was rolled.
Take that!
You're stupid!
I suppose.
Furthermore, there is also grape juice residue on the wheels of the suitcase. That means that the suitcase containing the victim's body definitely passed through here. Dot. I suppose that this means that the killer did move the victim's body from somewhere else. I'm glad you've come to your senses. Not so fast! This still doesn't put you in the clear, not by a long shot. You prepared yourself and acquired the big bank before the plane hits the turbulence. And then you waited for the victim in the lounge where you beat him to death. Then, while you were in the elevator with the victim's body stuffed in the suitcase, the plane hit that patch of turbulence and out flew the body within the suitcase. With no way out, you hastily put the suitcase back where you had taken it from and pretended to be the discoverer of the body. Not a bad bit of logic for you, though a bit off on the fly. It's okay, Edgeworth is, he's sexy. Just what are you insinuating? That I will show you exactly how flawed your logic is, stupid, dumb, idiot sister. No matter how strong of a face you put on, not even you can hide your fears from me. I'm in your fucking nightmares, baby. Wrong? I don't have any way to present. Yeah, we do.
Objection!
I don't care about the rest of what you're going to say. Your legal prowess is certainly something to be feared. Evidence and logic. Essential tools that who stand in the courtroom must learn to master. Have you heard the series that Franzi has an older sister? Von Karma brought up his granddaughter once, meaning either Franzi has a kid, doubtful, or there's another Von Karma offspring. Interesting. Too bad we'll never see them because we're never getting a mainline Ace Attorney game ever again. Especially not with Frank Karma. But what if there was a fake piece of evidence thrown into the mix?
A fake?
This Captain Uggo piggy bank. It is a fake. It is not the real murder weapon.
What?
The timing of when the bank was taken from the shop is important. And it was taken after the turbulence had occurred. But then, what about the...
What about the blood on the bank? What you make of that?
There has to be a new one. There will be. It'll be another Ancestors game. It'll be the Ancestors of the Ancestors. It'll be Ace Attorney Caveman Edition. Ooh, ooh, ooh! And then he points and he hits the judge with a club. Yeah, they'll never find out. They don't get to know about. Yeah, they don't get to know. They don't get to know about their Luke and Leia situation. Looking at it this way, the killer basically did 3 things after the turbulence. Your mother, my mother, and someone else's mother. They did. After exiting the elevator, they turned into a ghost and moved the suitcase. Then the killer proceeded to pick up the bank from off the floor and have sex with it. And took it to fabricate a murder weapon by hitting the victim on the head. Finally, the victim's wallet was planted on my person, in my pocket to be precise. He also kissed me and teabagged me.
You there!
Yes, ma'am.
Other than this piggy bank, was anything else resembling a murder weapon found?
We didn't find anything in this luggage or in the shop or one that could be used one, ma'am. Most of the items that could have been used were broken during the turbulence. And the remaining items all tested negative for drink the blood.
I see. Well, Miles Edgeworth, it appears your stall tactics are at an end. Unless you can tell me that the suitcase was used as a murder weapon.
I fucking love Gumshoe. Any case that doesn't have Gumshoe isn't worth playing. Egg!
If the criminal had wanted to hide the weapon in a safer place, I think the weapon would have been hidden in the same place as the bloody cloth.
It is. It's exactly what I was thinking. Because the cloth was hidden inside that suitcase, it signals to me that the killer had not prepared a more secure place to hide that evidence. Which means that the real murder weapon is either still on the murder's personage, or is still at the real crime scene. Emma is great. And what would that be?
That the piggy bank is in fact the real weapon.
But didn't we just...
Let me finish! The killer took the bank out from the display case before turbulence by opening the lock on the display case door. And it was at that time that the glass pane in the door was broken. I'd say that is a perfectly reasonable line of reasoning, wouldn't you? Let's see, so that means that the killer had the key to the display case.
Frankie, the person you're talking about... Yeah, Mia's a baddie.
Not so fast, I wasn't finished. The person I'm talking about also committed another sin. She tricked the captain and granted you permission to conduct your investigation. Yes, it's the sin of lying. ... Speaking of which, I recall that you also wish to speak with her.
Yes.
Very well, permission granted, but only if I can sit in on your investigation. Do we understand each other now?
I have no intention of interrogating her, but you are welcome to accompany me if you so wish.
Miss Taniero is the flight attendant's room. Let's move.
Yeah, get drinking, buddy, so you can pass out midway through.
So you're the one poking around inside the plane without the captain's permission. Naughty, naughty girl. Deviating from the flight attendant's manual is very unbecoming, you know. What were you hoping to accomplish by doing that? I...
Mr. Teniero,
Mr. Edgeworth, you're here too?
can you please help us shed some light on why you did what you did?
Alright.
Why did you lie about receiving the captain's permission like that?
Because you're so handsome.
What do you mean? The captain.
He only had ears for Kami. I spoke with the captain a little earlier myself. He definitely seems to be rather taken away with the woman who has nothing on her boobs. Yes, and on top of that, I had mistakenly accused Mr. Edgeworth of being the killer. I wanted to make amends.
In that case, please allow me to thank you for what you did. Thanks to you, I was able to clear myself of all the charges.
Really? You ever prove you're innocent? Oh, thank goodness. Miss Taniero, was it? There is one more thing I'd like to ask you. To go to jail! You were in the in-flight shop just before the turbulence, weren't you? Please answer honestly. Yeah, I was. And why were you there? Well,
What's with the sudden hesitation? Frankie seems to have struck a nerve.
What I did was go to check up
I like trip over the voices when I have to do like 5 different fucking voices. I'm so glad Gumshoe hasn't talked in like 10 minutes, because I'd be losing my shit even more.
All I did was go to check up on the shop like I always do. You're saying it was for Roxanne? Yeah, I'm in charge of the shop, so I have to keep an eye on it. It's like Kami has to keep an eye on her boobs not popping out of her fucking shirt every 10 seconds. I don't even reason good otherwise. You finish your visit to the shop, you place the visitors to this room, right? Yeah, I came back and freshen up and adjust my makeup. I'm sorry, there isn't much else to tell.
Miss Teniero claims to have no reason other than duty to go to the shop. She was making duty. But is that all there is to it? Maybe I should ask her about that thing. Miss Teniero, tell me about your ugly-ass suitcase.
Ah, that's okay?
Yes, about this suitcase. Are you the one who designed it? And I think I figured something else out about it. The suitcase is the reason you went to the shop, isn't it?
There's nothing you won't find out eventually, is there?
Won't you please tell me more about this suitcase?
Yes, well, I was interested in seeing how the suitcase I had designed were selling. I know that as a service professional, I'm not supposed to care. But I really wanted to know. And I was glad to see that it was the last one there.
Exclamation point. The last one there? 100% would have. So you're saying, Miss Teniero, that the suitcase is in question is the last one?
Yeah, they're just so popular they're practically flying off the shelves.
That's not exactly the impression I got.
The one in the shop is definitely the last one.
But we're currently looking at that suitcase.
Really? Then I guess we sold them all. Thank you very much for taking the last one.
I didn't say anything about buying it.
Then say you'll buy it!
I'm sorry, I can't.
But why? I think you'll agree with your complexion, Mr. Edgeworth. It really suits you. I guarantee it personally as a service professional.
Well, that is... how should I put this? It's hideous.
What?
Maybe that was a bit too direct. Moving on, my issue with the suitcases isn't the design, it's the number of them remaining.
Remaining?
There were 2 suitcases in the in-flight shop when I investigated.
2? But that's impossible. I'm sure there was only 1. Looks like her story was generating quite a contradiction. When I left the shop, I'm positive there was only 1 suitcase left.
Something is amiss here. What could be the meaning of this inconsistency? By the way, Miss Teniero, what is one of the suitcases doing here?
That
I thought you said there was only one left.
one is, it's mine. I've used it for a very long time now.
She's used it for a long time? I think not. Miss Teniero, I'd appreciate if you wouldn't lie to me.
Excuse me?
I don't believe for even 1 second that you've used this for a very long time. Clearly the fire extinguishers!
Take that!
Tell me, Miss Teniero, is it also your habit to keep the price tag pristine on your suitcase?
Nah. What is the meaning of this? Why would you lie about the suitcase? Dot.
Despite having faith in her design sense, the sales numbers made her cry bitter tears. The truth is becoming interestingly clear to me. Miss Teniero, I think I understand. I know what you are trying to hide. Now then, this suitcase was originally in the fight shop? Seeing as how the price tag is still on the suitcase, one can only assume it was in the shop. And the person who bought this suitcase was...
Take that!
It was you, wasn't it, Miss Teniero? I hate to say this, but this suitcase that you designed, it hasn't sold very well, has it? You saw how poorly this design that you poured your heart into was selling, and you were deeply hurt. That's why you wanted to make it look like it was selling by buying it yourself. Isn't that right?
Then, the only reason I went to the shop and came back here was... I'm sorry. All I really have is my job. I was overjoyed when my design was chosen. I thought that maybe I had finally accomplished something.
But the suitcases didn't sell.
It's because of the design, isn't it? All because it says you put it hideous.
I can't say they chose a great place in which to sell them either.
We weren't selling the thing of one, and they were just sitting there collecting dust. I felt so bad seeing them there day in and day out. So I decided to buy one for every flight that I work.
You buy one every single flight you work?
I see. So in order to keep your resolution, you went and bought one today as well. Yeah, and here's my receipt for the purchase.
This receipt is clearly time-stamped at 5:40 a.m. Not selling shit and losing money.
The truth is, there's still a bunch of them left unsold. They're planning to scrap the remaining ones at the end of this flight.
Mr. Teniero, where are these other suitcases?
They should all be down in the cargo hold. That's the suitcase the killer used.
Could very well have come from the cargo hold itself.
Mr. Edgeworth, you don't think that the killer used one of my suitcases too?
Yes, I do. The killer used one of your beloved suitcases to move the victim's body and also probably bludgeoning him.
How could they? The suitcases were meant to be faithful partners to our passengers on their trips. That's all I ever wished for them to be.
Miss Teniero, is there any other way to get to the cargo hold other than the elevator?
The only other way is to through the door here.
And what about security?
That door has no special locks installed because just to enter this room, you need a special keycard that only crew members have access to.
It is kind of messed up. I want to look at this receipt. I have multiple issues with this receipt, chat. First of all, there's a thing up in the shop that says that the suitcases are currently 50% off. So unless the ticket price is always $1,200, then it should be $600. But if not, that would imply the fact that these fucking suitcases are usually $2,400, which is fucking insane. In-fucking-sane. Unless this woman is crazy enough to just buy her shit at full price. And one more thing, to just add to this bullshit, there's no tax. Actually, no, there wouldn't be any tax because the flight shop is like overseas, so I guess there wouldn't be taxes because like international. Which means the culprit is someone who can enter this room. eliminating the passengers and leaving only the crew behind as potential suspects. I'm pretty sure it's the woman with her tits sticking out.
I can't believe it.
Yes, Franny Banani?
Going on these wild foolish chases, you're a disgrace to the uncommon name.
And what do you mean by that?
The suitcase came from the cargo hold. That fact alone.
Yes, this is why I said that the culprit must be a crew member.
Miles Edgeworth, you're proposing to me right now of all times?
Yes, that's the only realistic possibility.
The other attendant, Miss Mule. I asked her earlier and she had this to say. In order to make the elevator go down to the cargo hold, a different keycard is required.
A different one?
Yes, and the only person who holds that particular card is you, Miss Taniero, and only you.
Ah. What? Is this true, Miss Teniero?
Yeah, I keep that keycard in my locker at all times.
Could you please show us that keycard right now?
Yeah, go ahead. It's not here. I don't believe it.
What's wrong?
The keycard, it's gone. Ha ha ha! Very clever! Pretending that your keycard was stolen, when you're in fact you're just trying to hide it from us. Give me a keycard now! Wait, it's not like that. You can tell us all about what it's like down the station. Officer, arrest this woman now!
Yes, ma'am. Gosh.
Mr. Edgeworth. Bye.
Dot 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 dot.
What's wrong? There's disbelief written all over your face.
Franny, I know you are the lead investigator on this case. However, you are stupid poopy. Poopy stupid head.
Hold it. Don't you think I've not wasted any more of my time? You know the rules, and so do I. We are no strangers to evidence speaking louder than words. Even if this isn't a courtroom, that basic tenet still applies.
Dot 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 dot.
I intend to investigate the cargo hold now. What will you do, Miles Edgeworth?
I intend to do likewise. Let's go be buddies in the cargo hold. Yay! Ugh. I love Gumshoe's like fucking little icon. He looks like a caveman. Wow, so this is a cargo hold, huh? I haven't had to talk in a while. Here I go. Whee! It's so big. Yes, Gumshoe, that's what your mother said to me last night. This plane is a special model. It has both a super large cargo hold and ultra luxurious first class seating.
So this is the real scene of the murder?
There's certainly a high probability of that, which is why we are here, correct? Okay, let's get investigating, sir. Begin investigation. Hey, what's with the suitcase, pal?
That's what the victim checked in, sir.
So this suitcase belonged to Mr. Hicks. I don't think he'd mind if we took a closer look. There's nothing out of the ordinary in here, sir. Wait, a file? And there's a photo of Miss Von Karma in it, sir. It looks like a profile on Francisca from Tinder. Why would Mr. Hicks have a file on her? Franny, what the fuck? Holy suitcases, Mr. Edgeworth. It's like an all-you-can-use suitcase fair. There must be some leftover ones they couldn't sell. The ones the company is planning to dispose of after the flight is over. This paint job is really cool though, don't you think? It practically screams artsy! I'll straight man have a freaking... Oh? Why not purchase one then? I'm sure it will bring you much happiness. You think so? Then maybe I will. Let's see here. $1,200? I think I'll pass. And Miss Teniero wonders why they don't sell. You'd need 2 jobs just to buy one. Although, it definitely looks like one is missing. What's this brittle substance I'm stepping on? It's a bunch of glass fragments? I also say that. I also say that when I'm stepping on glass. I say, what's all this brittle substance right here? Keeping track of this many pieces of cargo must be very taxing on the cargo crew. This sure brings back memories of when I worked as a part-time mover, sir. By the look in his eyes, he's waiting for me to ask for the rest of his story. But no matter how much he pours on his himbo puppy eyes, I will say nothing. I would ask him. I would ask Gumshoe. I love Gummy. I didn't know that the plane was capable of carrying so much pieces of cargo. This thing's as tall as 2 of you on top of each other, sir. I'd pay so much money to see 2 of you with one on top. It would probably take 20 of you to cover the entire surface of this monstrosity. What? Really? I guess that sounds about right. There's really no need to take that throwaway estimate so seriously, Detective. Have you noticed anything strange around here? No, sir. I haven't noticed a thing. I'm not sure he meant to sound like that. What a stupid voice. All sorts of boxes are piled up here. This one says flammable, and this one says pharmaceuticals. And this one says for exorcism use only. Just what kind of operation is this airline running? Oh, I just love pushing the buttons on the elevators and crosswalk signals. Push, push, push. Push, 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 push. Push, push, push. Yeah, you should give it a try, Mr. Sir. Give it a try. The elevator is currently stopped on the first floor, Detective. It can't move. Oh, yeah. I guess nothing would happen if you pushed it now. Well, nothing would happen normally, anyway, without a special keycard. Well, that's kind of stupid. Actually, no, that does make sense. Never mind. Both the door to the attendance room and the elevator's control panels require a keycard, which makes it impossible for a passenger to come down here. Do we got a puzzle time? Yeah? Eureka! I think we can safely conclude that these fragments are from a pair of glasses. And the victim was pairing glasses. Exactly what I was thinking. I'm sure the shards would match up perfectly with the remnants of his glasses. Ergo, the victim was here wearing glasses. So you're saying that the real scene of the crime was here, with him wearing glasses? Isn't that what I've been saying for a while now? Oh, is it? I wouldn't know. Perhaps it is a bit too early to draw on that conclusion. However, I believe that the probability is just skyrocketed considerably. All that's left is to find the murder weapon. Edgeworth is really thinking about Franny right now. You arrived at the scene of the crime before Detective Gumshoe, correct? And then you immediately began to direct the investigation. It seems that you were already here at this airport for something besides this murder. ... Yes, I was. I've been following a very large and involved government-level international crime, but it's much too large for one person to tackle alone. So I decided that I should form a joint investigation with Interpol. Interpol was involved? It's a top-secret operation, so I really can't tell you any more than I already have. We didn't keep the fact that he has a file? Yeah, I can't wait for Gay Chestland. That's the
the victim. It's infuriating to see him crumpled on the floor like that, lifeless. I will catch the one who did this to him myself. Myself. I swear it.
Francesca. I hate when I just lose my voice and I just go like, Francesca. Frankie is really worked up over the victim. I can't wait for Gay Chessland. I thought it was in this game.
There's something much more urgent we should be dealing with right now. Don't waste my time or yours.
Did you know I'm a prosecutor? Yes, sir. This cargo hold's so big, I can't believe they can fit so much stuff in here. Detective, what are you going on about? We're in the middle of investigation here. Whoa, stuff's falling on me. I can't really get into my work without something like this happening first. Well, let's get the show on the road. So which item do you want to start on?
In this world, there are those who are masochistic, and then there are those who are gumshoe.
So the flight attendant, Rotaniera, she's a killer, right, isn't she?
I don't think we can say that yet for sure, but there are certainly a great number of things pointing us in that direction.
I mean, like how she, sorry, I'm getting really tired. Like how she didn't tell us about her buying her own suitcase?
Yes, however, in regard to the keycard being stolen, I can't seem to find any evidence that she's lying about it.
Oh, there we go.
Now, why would Mr. Hicks have documents profiling Francesca?
I know. I bet he's a big fan of her.
Frankie said that she had come to this airport as part of an Interpol investigation.
Oh, maybe Mr. Hicks had heard she was coming here and followed her?
Detective, I think it's more likely that Mr. Hicks was in fact an Interpol agent. I think Franny has some splaining to do. Francesca, check this shit out,
Miles says as he whips out his cell phone and shows a stream of a man opening Pokemon cards. Which is what we're going to do right now. Give me a number, 1 through 20 something. Let's say 20. I don't know how many packs I have right now. Let's just say 20. Although I think I know what number you're just gonna say. $12. Alright, hold on. Let me try something real quick. Doesn't wanna... I'm plugging you in. There we go. Let me just fix this. There we go. Okay. So you said 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Damn it. I really wanted to rip that 151 back. Whatever. We'll rip some Japanese, I guess. Some Shrouded Fate and some Night Wanderer. Yeah, I wish you'd say 11 so that we could... Or was it 13? Well, whatever. It don't matter. It will be ripped eventually. Alright. We got Sylvia, Frou-Frou, Chiltic, Houndoom, and on the end, Stretcher. Fucking boring! Here we go. Alright. Oops, I dropped my camera. Well, good thing I turned it off. Or else you would have seen my face. Ugh. Yuck! Ick! Okay. Back to the investigation. You came to this airport to rendezvous with the victim, didn't you? Nonsense! What are you talking about? We found a profile detailing information about you in the victim's luggage. I suppose it was prepared for him so that he could recognize you when he landed. Which makes him not Mr. Hicks, but rather Interpol Agent Hicks. Isn't that correct? I should have known you figured it out, Miles. But it looks like they got him first. So you really did come here to receive an Interpol agent then? Yes. Agent Hicks was on the trail of a very large international smuggling ring. He went undercover to investigate this crime. And it was I who put him on this case. I was supposed to receive a call from him on his cell phone once he landed. I never expected to receive a call about his murder instead. I think we now have definitive evidence that Agent Hicks came down here to the cargo hold. But what was he doing down here, sir? Your mother. There's nothing but luggage. Oh, I get it. Maybe he forgot something in his suitcase and came down to get it. Oh! Agent Hicks came down here for a work-related reason. Of that I'm sure. Yes, I'm sure he was here to investigate the smuggling operation he was observing. Frankie, do you know exactly what he intended to pursue with his investigation? No, unfortunately, I was going to find out from him after he's landed. I see, so that raises another question. A normal passenger can't access the cargo hold on their own. Agent Hicks must have identified himself to a member of the crew and entered the cargo hold with that person who let him in. Yes, and then he was murdered here. These glass fragments and his broken glasses are a testament to that. And then the killer put Agent Hicks into one of the spare suitcases and they entered the elevator. But while they were riding up, the plane hit that patch of turbulence. Because of the intense shaking, the suitcase popped open and Agent Hicks' body flew out. At the same time, his wallet fell out of his pocket, spilling its contents everywhere. Which explains why there was money scattered around on the elevator floor. I just want to say I did in fact call it with the fucking suitcase like way early on. Also chat, I need to take a quick little break. Hopefully will not be that long. Here, let me see if I can get some more Ace Attorney music going, and then I'll go take my break. I know what you're thinking, Vias Edgeworth, but the killer can be none other than Mr. Rhoda's De Niro. Here, I'll just save and then go back to title screen. Title screen plays music, I think. Here we go. Okay. I'll be right back, chat. Alright, chat, we are back. Wrong scene. There we go. Just need a quick moment to grab a snack, grab some drink, use the bathroom, all that good stuff. All right.
But the killer can be no other than Miss Rhoda Toniero. If it was a crew member, any partisan could show Agent Hicks to the cargo hold. But the point to keep in mind is the keycard that allows the elevator to come down here. The only person with such a high-level access is Miss Rhoda Toniero. I'd say that's pretty decisive evidence, wouldn't you?
I know what she's trying to say, but I'm not certain that it's as simple as that. She keeps the key card in her locker. Do I have that as like a statement or anything?
Hold it!
That might be true, but then it could be anyone, including Miss Meal or even the captain.
Don't be a fool. Only a plane without a pilot in the cockpit is like a horse without a rider, crop in hand. Much like Scruffy over there.
Hey! I can't disagree with her on that. Detective Gumshoe does always need a guiding hand. Very well then. How about the other flight attendant, Miss Meal?
Ah, I thought you might ask about her. What's a point to keep in mind is that the keycard allows the elevator to come down here.
Hold it!
But it's highly likely that the keycard was stolen from Miss Teniero.
It's highly likely. Is that the possibility the best you can come up with? And you call yourself a disciple of my father?
Yeah, well... I almost went vampire for a second. Well, yes, I don't have evidence,
Be quiet! You are a disgrace! There's no evidence pointing to Miss Rhoda Toniero, you know. It's not just the keycard that gives her away.
Are you talking about the murder weapon, the Captain Ugly Piggy Bank?
Yes, she is the only person with the key to open the display case. ... Furthermore, there's the matter of the key of the display case key to the display case.
But that is a...
Stop right there! You don't have any proof that this is just a red herring. If you must keep on insisting that it's fake, then what is the real murder weapon? And where did it go? ... Speechless, I see. That's not a surprise. After all, you know that we've searched the entire cargo hold and come up empty-handed.
There must be a way. There must be something that can help me rule out the piggy bank as a murder weapon. What should be examined further to help us ascertain the authenticity of the weapon? Crime scene? Let's say crime scene or body. Frankie, I think you were too quick to jump to your conclusions.
Oh, was I?
Yes, we don't even have the autopsy results yet. How can I not say that you made a snap judgment when you haven't yet to even see if the wound on Agent Hicks' head is consistent with the murder weapon? ...
Scruffy!
Yes, sir.
Contact the medical examiner's office at once! I wish to hear the results of Agent Hicks' autopsy.
Yes, sir. And off I go. Whee! We got a big problem, Mr. Edgeworth, sir. There's been a second murder. What is it, detective? They're still doing the autopsy, but they said that they already know this one thing for sure.
Report now!
The doc said it's one giant bruise from a beating from his shoulder down to his mid-back. From the victim's shoulder to his mid-back? He was beaten over such a wide area? Well, I'd say maybe it's a sign that the killer had a strong grudge against Agent Hicks. And it wasn't just his head. The killer went all out and hit him multiple times, sir.
Scruffy, what is had a grudge against Agent Hicks supposed to mean?
Well, that's,
Was the wound on the victim's head consistent with the murder weapon, detective?
Oh, well, they said they were still looking into that, sir.
You're completely useless!
Yo!
Sir, I told you already, you can't go down there. Now remove yourself from my way.
What is all that racket?
My luggage, my cargo, they're mine, and I demand you return them to me at once! We're still investigating the cargo hold. Please understand and have a little bit of patience. I suppose there is no choice. I will fucking kill you. Hey, what are you? You left me no choice but to use strong force. Hiya!
You won't get past me. This is... Wait, that's it. So that's what this whole thing has been about.
Furthermore, there's the matter of the key to the display case that held the murderous bank. After all, you should know that we've searched the entire cargo hold and come up empty-handed.
The doc said that he had one giant bruise on it from being the shoulder mid-back. I think it's these two. No. No? What the fuck? What the fuck am I supposed to do? I fucking hate this. I swear to God, what's this? Fuck you, game. This fucking game, I swear to God. Allegedly, the killer struck the victim many times over, which is why there's an extensive bruise over such a wide area. But is that really the correct conclusion to draw from the evidence? The bruise from his shoulder to the middle of his back is one continuous mark, which is more suggestive of a single blow to the back. If that's the case, then the piggy bank is much too small to have caused that. Therefore, the murder weapon must be something far bigger. There we go. If we're looking for a rather large weapon, you'd think it would stick out. But so far we haven't found anything that resembles a weapon of any sort. Perhaps, just perhaps, it's something we all overlooked from the beginning. Because normally it's too impossibly big to be taken into consideration. What was that all about? Was he trying to jump all the way down here? Frankie!
What? What do you want?
I found it, friend. I found it, friend. Fuck. The fucking voice is gone.
It's gone.
I found it, Francesca. The real murder weapon.
You did?
Hey, he really jumped. We didn't realize it until now, but the answer has been right in front of us the whole time. He might be hurt. We should really go check on him.
There's that pompous attitude of yours again. You should learn to drop that habit.
This coming from the prosecutor with a habit of whipping everyone she comes across.
Anyway, if you're really a prosecutor, then you back yourself up with evidence.
You two aren't listening at all, are you?
Come on then, show me this real murder weapon.
This is the real murder weapon. Which I called way too long ago. It's a fucking... It's a suitcase. The real weapon is this suitcase.
When you say it with such confidence, I suppose you must have some evidence.
Of course. Agent Hicks was placed into this suitcase alive. And it was while he was in here that he... What? No. I was assuming that he was just hit with the fucking suitcase.
I wonder if you would die if I whipped you from your head to your toe right now.
Alright, so he just fell then? Well, I don't think we have evidence to show. I don't have any evidence to show you.
Foolish reasoning for a foolish fool from a foolish fool meant to fool me. What do you mean I don't have any evidence to show?
Perhaps I should have phrased it as, that which caused Agent Hicks' death is incorporeal. Forgive me, but I do believe that he was killed by a ghost. The victim fell from a great height and subsequently died as a result. In other words, the real cause of death is free falling to the ground.
Fell to his death?
Yes, this is the only plausible possibility. The victim has extensive bruising on his back and head and his back. His neck, his back, his pussy, and his crack are all bruised from the fall. The only rational explanation for these injuries is that he fell.
But the murder weapon had been inside this plane.
I know.
Are you claiming that there's some place in this plane from which it could have fallen?
My neck! My neck! As I said earlier, the answer has been right in front of us the entire time, or more like right behind me.
You can't mean...
Yes, I do. The victim fell from the top of the stairs of this very cargo hold. What? Then... We're in trouble. We may have a second death on our hands. Hey you! Tell me you're dead, pal.
Quiet, what are you screaming about?
He's alive, sir.
Answer, you have it, Miles Edgeworth. It's not possible for someone to fall any farther than on top of that box. That man is living proof of that.
I suppose it's true that it's not possible, given the current circumstances.
The current circumstances? What is that supposed to mean?
Suppose that large piece of cargo wasn't there at the time. What would have happened then? It would have been a Virginian pancake for sure, sir.
I suppose that man over there wouldn't still be breathing. But the reality is that cargo box is there. So there is no point in entertaining your wild hypothetical scenarios.
It may be there now, but there is no proof that it was always there.
As if there could be a window of time when the giant box was not there. Like if you guys landed at the place around 5 o'clock to possibly unload and reload cargo.
Ah, but there was.
What?
What can I use to show her that it's possible the box was not always there? That's what's in the box right now, I bet.
Take that!
You refueled in the Republic of Shangfa? Oh no, you must have gotten off too!
Yes, this flight had a short layover in Jiangfa in order to refuel. But that wasn't the only reason for the layover. We also transferred some cargo. What if the box in question was only transferred onto the plane at that time? To further prove my point, let's take a look at what's next to the box in question. It's labeled Jiangfa Express. Correct, meaning it was loaded onto the plane in Jiangfa. Now, what if the box in question was also loaded on at the same time?
It means that the box was not in the cargo hold during the Europe-Jiangfa leg of the flight.
Making a clear drop from which Agent Hicks could have fallen to his death entirely possible.
But your theory is still far-fetched.
Then allow me the chance to prove how very likely my scenario is. My first order of business will be to examine that piece of cargo in more detail. Wait, this one? This is a rather large piece of cargo. Gumshoe, move it. There's a tag on it, sir. It says Aleph Red statue. Never heard of it. No, but all I care about is... Yeah, it's literally the fucking statue. It's literally the fucking statue. All I care is if we can prove it wasn't here at the time of the crime. Then let's get investigating, sir.
Look here, do not go about touching my possessions without my permission.
Don't rush up on me like that, pal. So this belongs to Mr. LeBlanc, does it? I should see what else we can find out from him.
Don't go touching.
I suppose I have to first appease Mr. LeBlanc if I want to examine this in more detail. Yeah, I want to talk to you. I take it that this large piece of cargo belongs to you, Mr. LeBlanc, as you too are a large piece of cargo.
Of course it is mine. I shipped this fine piece of art over from Europe. This Aleph Red statue is worth 1 million cents. No, maybe much, much more.
Mr. LeBlanc's reason for choosing this plane must have been the large cargo hold, and also the movie. That million cents. I suggest you stop trying to calculate how many packets of noodle that makes detective. God, how'd you do that? I feel like you keep getting better and better at seeing right through me every year. Though I grow with each revolution of the planet around the sun, I have the distinct impression he continues to madly spin in place. Hey, Mr. Edgeworth, so that 10 million cents, is that in euros or dollars? Does it really make a difference to our case? Mr. LeBlanc, is there a chance that your cargo is related to our murder case? I was wondering if you would allow us to examine it a bit closer.
It is a very valuable piece of art, so no, there will be no touching.
If I present this picture, will he be like,
yes, this is it. Why you show me sign no way? Show me the bread first and maybe we'll talk.
Wait, he wants me to pay him before he'll comment on this? What do you think of this? Nothing? Okay, great. What do you think of this? I was gonna say, it looks like his style.
There you have it. Canned bread.
So I gotta like... What do I gotta do with this guy? Look, receipt, there's money on it.
With the waste. You see how horrible to see a priceless piece of glass soiled?
I assure you it wasn't me. I believe it to be the work of the killer.
I will teach that killer a lesson. You can be sure I will. It will be the LeBlanc Revolution.
I think he meant the LeBlanc Retribution, but either way, it sounds intimidating. I thought that was going to be how we proved it, but... Do I gotta play puzzle? Oh, there we go. If Mr. LeBlanc has something to do with the smuggling ring, then it's possible that this fake statue was brought on board in Zhengfa. I think I need to question him a bit further. About your statue, Mr. LeBlanc, I wonder if it might be a fake.
What? How dare you say my art is fake?
I suspect that your statue might be the target of an international smuggling ring.
Don't say such fantastical ideas. These thieves would not dare. I have certification of my cargo right here. Do you mean the cargo certification document? Mr. Zinc LeBlanc, why didn't you say so earlier? Please show us the wows. I cannot read this, what the fuck? It says as plain as day, the cargo is put onto the plane in Europe. And there you have it, Miles Edgeworth. Too bad for you. This statue was brought on board in Europe, just as it states in this certificate.
No, that's...
Which means that there was never a window of time in which a statue wasn't sitting here.
Dot. Welcome, thanks for popping in. I respectfully disagree. We can't discount the theory until I see the statue for myself.
Then you can have your wish. Look at it yourself and see that I am right.
This, I know I've seen this somewhere before, perhaps in a piece of evidence I've been trying to use this whole time. This is the Aleph Red. It gives us such a feeling of art. I can practically smell it.
This statue has a high amount of historic value. After it was unveiled at a museum in Europe, I brought it to this country to exhibit it.
I believe a closer look here is warranted. So this is the infamous statue, What is it, Mr. Edgeworth? Did you find something? I believe that there's something wrong here. It seems like somebody put a big old glass bubble around it. I want to see what that is. Does that look like a little bloody? No wonder this thing is worth 10 million cents. Look at how it sparkles, sir. I wouldn't call it sparkling, detective. Maybe more along the lines of dully shining. Am I deduced that the eyes aren't red? I bet. Yeah. Eureka! Eureka! I'm colorblind! Yeah, and pretty. They remind me of when the sun sets when I was in grade school, sir. But now that I'm no longer in grade school, the sun don't set no more. I don't think that you've looked at the sun in quite some time, Gumshoe. No, I do, but it's really like the color the sun was setting, sir. The memories. I remember standing on that field, spinning with my arms out until I fell ill. I don't care about sunsets unless they're hand in hand with my boyfriend, Phoenix Wright. Focus, detective. What color are the eyes in this photograph? Look at this photograph. Every single time I do, it makes me laugh. Sir, they're red! As I thought. I'm not colorblind. The statue is. Mr. LeBlanc, what do you want? Don't you know I'm a busy man? I allow you 2 seconds for your answer. The Aleph Red. I suppose this is your pride and joy, is it not? It is the biggest trophy on this European trip. I fucking steal it. Do you know why I want to possess your statue? The trigger started 17 years ago. Better grab a chair, sir. Sounds like this is gonna be a very long 2 seconds. Mr. LeBlanc, I regret to inform you that you have my heartfelt sympathy, but you are stupid. You are stupid and dumb, and this statue is fake and you are stupid. You are stupid and dumb and stupid, Mr. LeBlanc, you big stupid man. That large fellow there has very bright and pretty eyes compared to you. I wasn't talking about the two of us. I meant the eyes of the statue in front of us and the ones in this photo here. Why is son yelling now that... Oh! It is a photo of the statue on display at the museum in Europe. Noir! Now do you see, Mr. LeBlanc? The statue before us is a fake. A fake? I believe that in order to further examine this, I want to get that big old bubble off. There must be some sort of proof that this was brought on board in Zhengfa, and I will present to you an evidence that will resolve the remaining contradiction. That's a pretty easy one. What's this? The statue looks like it's stepping all over its neighbor's cloth cover. What a rude boy. It kind of resembles its owner's attitude in a sense. Ho ho.
You, what do you say now? Further, my class Hemming is not being stepped on by anyone. It is too expensive for me to allow that to happen.
Please forgive the trespasses of my subordinate.
Or shall I forgive if the dress passes? I only play dress to impress on display and I fucking love Roblox. Unless it is an expensive dress, you keep it!
Dot 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 dot. Is this spot somehow connected to any of the evidence I hold? Probably the... Eureka! I'm not entirely confident that there's a contradiction here. What do you think, detective? Well, I think it's a really suspicious looking, sir. My well-trained guts tell me so. Dot dot dot, I see. Well then I must be... What the fuck are you talking about? It literally fucking Eureka'd me! That's stupid. Alright, let's start deucing again. Would it be this one because it's like Europe, or would it be... Oh wait, this one. There is clearly a contradiction here.
What are you going on about? It is just a simple case of a cargo cover getting stuck underneath a massive giant stone rock and fucking gemstone eyes and like a big metal pallet. Dot 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 dot. Ah, that is not possible.
But it is. It shouldn't be this way, but the statue is on top of the cloth. Supposing that the neighboring piece of cargo was brought here on board on Zhang Fa, there is no way that any part of it should wind up under something from Europe, which means that this fake statue was smuggled on board in Zhang Fa.
But then what about the cargo certificate?
Let me ask in return, what about Agent Hicks? Why did he come down here in the middle of the flight? There is only one reason why, to secure proof of smuggling activity aboard this flight.
So you say, but I don't believe he had to do that to mid-flight. We could have just as easily inspected all the cargo after the plane landed.
That may be true, however, but you have it backwards. He can't inspect it when it landed because he's fucking dead. Sure, Agent Hicks could have waited until the plane had landed, but he had a reason for coming down to the cargo hold. Dude, you gotta go play right now. Go play your Animal Crossing. I wish I had an ice cream cone right now. Like the things I would do for an ice cream cone right now. That just sounds so good. It's like a nice Kit Kat ice cream cone from Sam's Club. At that time, the suspicion would have fallen naturally onto the statue's owners, who would have no way to prove that the statue was switched without his knowledge. Which means there is someone involved who is forging or modifying cargo certificates. Yeah, I'd love to snack on something, but I don't want the mic to pick me up just going like, "Oh yeah, Chad, we're gonna do this," and then just, you know what I mean? Like, I guess the victim knew the real version of this was gonna get nabbed, huh? Yes, while this photo could be seen as nothing more than a simple souvenir, it was in fact taken to be used as reference for documentation later on. Next, Agent Hicks had to secure proof that the smuggling had taken place. He came down here to take a picture of the cargo hold, a rather empty one at that, right before the fake statue could be loaded on board.
A photo of the hold missing a valuable piece of cargo would be proof enough. After that, all he had to do was hold the Zhang Fa cargo crew and arrest the smuggler.
Exactly. This only proves my theory. If the statue was not in the cargo hold during Europe, Zhang Fa leg of the trip, there would have been enough height from which Agent Hicks could have fallen to his death.
Officer! Move this statue immediately with your big, strong, handsome musas! I want a thorough examination of the floor underneath now!
Miss Von Karma, I'm ready to report my findings.
Go on.
After moving the statue, We tested the area with luminol. We found bloody.
I see, so there was a reaction in the luminol. An indication that there was blood here.
Can we stop looking at it now, sirs?
It would seem that my deductions were correct after all. I suppose it would appear that way.
The culprit cleaned the blood up well.
And how do you think the killer did that?
How did the killer clean up all the blood? Well, first of all, why does it matter? We literally know that there was blood there, so why does it matter? But I mean, I guess if you really need to see the fucking cloth again, the killer used the bloody cloth I found inside the suitcase to clean up the mess.
I see. They had to clean up all the blood before the plane landed in Jingfa.
Yes, because otherwise the cargo crew would have discovered it during the layover. So you guys are saying that the murder happened before the plane landed in Jingfa? There is no conceivable timeline for the events of the murder. But if that is true, then that throws a certain person's testimony into doubt. If the murder occurred before we landed in Jingfa, then this person becomes highly suspect. I think it's Miss Meal, so I'm just gonna say it's her. Recall Miss Meal's testimony about Agent Hicks in regard to when we departed Jingfa. I saw Mr. Hicks in his seat at 5 a.m., you know. She claims Agent Hicks was alive at the time of the service calls, but... That totally contradicts the facts, sir.
But why would she lie about something like that?
I think the only person... Oh, chat. It's so hard to do voices. I think the only person who can answer that is Miss Meal herself. Dude, if I was an ace attorney, I'd be a criminal because I'm hot and sexy. I'm joking. Miss Meal. ... Miss Meal. Do you recall what you said earlier, with your tits fucking halfway out of your shirt, about when you answered some service calls as we were departing from Jingfa? Or did the hottest one shit the loudest? Fucking real. Huh? You said that Mr. Hicks was sitting in his seat at that time. However, that is simply not possible, because he was fucking dead. Oh? Miss Carrie Meal. Maybe I didn't see what I thought I did. No one could make a mistake that large, Miss Meal. But I make that kind of boo-boo all the time. Yeah, she's trying to make boo-boo with me.
This is going nowhere. There must be a better way of resolving this contradiction. I say we inject her with experimental drugs.
Very well. Miss Meal, if you please, inject yourself with drugs now. Bitch. Are you telling me I'm a suspect, Mr. Edgeworth?
Me.
Oh, yeah. 3 to 4, I was in the flight attendant's room, all by my lonesome self. Oh, yeah, from 5 to 6, I was in the flight attendant's room, all by myself. How is a man supposed to recall testimony with her fucking tits out? Miss Meal, wake up! Hug show. She fell asleep again. It looks like the only way I'm going to be able to wake her up is by pressing her. Pressing her boobies. I'm Miles Edgeworth, and I love men. Oh yeah.
Hold it!
Miss Meal, wake up! I'm awake.
Miles Edgeworth, I demand that you do something about this flight attendant's instinct.
Why ask me to wake her up when you can finally put that whip to an appropriate use? from 3 to 4. I was in the flight attendant's room all by my lonesome self.
Hold it.
If I remember correctly, food was being served in first class in the lounge.
What the fuck are you... Bro, you're gonna be on FBI watch list after the fucking chat message.
Between the hours of 3 and 4 a.m.
Yeah, but I was kind of...
Then what were you doing in the attendance room at that time?
Eating and having the most delicious dream.
You mean you were neglecting your duties?
No way. Sleep is part of my job too, you know. Yeah.
Hold it.
Miss Meal, how many times do I have to repeat myself? Wake the fuck up.
I'm awake. Youch, what'd you whip me for, sir? What, miss?
A poor detective being on the receiving end of a lash in your stead.
Really? Sorry about that.
You can make your amends for that by continuing with your testimony.
Hold it.
So you were alone the entire time, were you?
Yeah, no one else even popped their head in to say hi.
Oh. Oh? Well, I think a contradiction just popped in to say hi. What should I do? Should I raise an objection? What contradiction?
Yeah, it would be the receipt.
Miss Mia, there's a clear contradiction embedded in your testimony.
What are you talking about?
It's not possible that you were alone in the attendance room the whole time from 5 to 6 a.m. Because this ugly motherfucking suitcase showed up. I wonder if you would be so kind as to look at this receipt, Miss Meal.
Huh? A receipt? For what?
It's for the suitcase Miss Teniero bought. Now, if I may direct your attention to the timestamp. As you can see, it clearly says 5:40 a.m.
What? You've been here the whole time?
I mean, yes.
Huh? Why is a killer here? I thought you'd have her locked up by now.
I requested that she be present as a witness that we may straighten out your complex lie. ... Now then, Miss Taniero, between the hours of 5 and 6, you took a trip from first class down to the first floor to the in-flight shop, correct? Yeah, I went to the shop to buy a ticket. After which, I went straight to the attendance room to drop it off. And did you see Miss Meal here at any time? No. So, Miss Meal, where were you really between the hours of 5 and 6 a.m.?
Sure.
Miss Cammy Meal!
The bathroom?
I'll be the one to ask who's pissing here.
Yeah, maybe that's it. I probably just went pissed. Nature calls, you know.
Do you take me for a fool? There's no way you had to pee-pee.
But it's the truth. Cross my heart.
I don't have enough conclusive pee-pee evidence to counter-argue her at this time.
You don't believe me, do you? But please, won't you give me a chance and hear me out? Look, I know you suspected me because I'm one of the crew. But you think that maybe you should also suspect Miss Rhoda, too. She's the one in charge of the elevator key in the shop, you know. If you ask me, that makes her super suspicious.
Please leave Miss Teniero out of the conversation. She is currently my boo.
I don't get it. Why are you covering for Miss Rhoda all of a sudden? Oh, now I get it. Maybe you've got your eye on her.
Of course I'm keeping an eye on her. I can't very well let her escape, can I?
Never mind, but you want to know something? Miss Rhoda's actually kinda...
I have absolutely no interest in people kiss sense of design. Now is not the time for this sort of talk. It'll make me think about my boyfriend. And what are you in charge of, Miss Meal? Flashing my tits at people, I guess. That doesn't count. But I spend so much time doing it. Mr. Edgeworth, Cammy is very talented in languages, though she assists passengers who may not speak English, especially those who speak Virginian. She's the only one in this flight who is fluent. Oh, you mean, what am I in charge of? Why didn't you say so in the first place? What else could I have meant? Yeah, so I'm really good at Virginian. She's fluent in Virginian? Then I suppose you're also a smuggler. Yeah, I take care of anything else to do with Virginian. Very interesting. If you ask me, that makes you Actually, your on-the-job behavior makes you super suspicious in my eyes. Huh? But why? While Miss Taniero is busy with the passengers and her other duties, you have a lot of free time on your hands, thus providing you with ample time to commit the crime. Miles Edgeworth, I demand that you cease and desist in this line of conjectural question immediately. I won't allow you to bluff your way through this like a certain defense lawyer boyfriend of yours. But I do not honestly believe Miss Meal actually does work aboard this flight. That's not true, Mr. Edgeworth. Well, all I'm in charge of are those attendance room and some Virginian stuff.
Hold it.
So what exactly do you do as in charge of Virginian stuff? I do stuff like translate things from and into Virginian. Jamie is the only member of the crew who understands Virginian, Mr. Edgeworth. Miss Meal, I take it that is your job to process the paperwork? Yeah, see, I totally pull my weight around here, and definitely don't just be here because I flashed the captain a lot. Perhaps I should ask her for more details about her work, and Miss Meal is very unladylike to push suspicion onto someone else. That's not what I'm doing at all. I'm just saying that Miss Rhoda is very sus. Among Us reference, please take a shot. Whenever sus is said, you take a shot. That's a rule. I'll even go take a shot right now. I'll even go take a shot right now my fucking self if you need me to. I swear to fucking God. There you go, pushing everything onto her again. I don't get what you're saying. It must be a really abstract concept, huh? The only thing abstract here is the landscape that is your chest. Holy moly.
Objection.
Miss Titty Bitch. So you are the only one on this flight that speaks Virginian. Is that correct? Oh, shoot. Yeah, I guess so. I stayed abroad. She is the broad, though. Wouldn't she be the one being studied? If that is the case, then the signature on this document belongs to you, doesn't it? This is a falsified piece of documentation with only one purpose: to lead anyone who would read it to believe that Mr. LeBlanc's statue was loaded in Europe. The only person who could have either prepared or processed this document in Virginian is you, Miss Meal. ... Without your participation, the smuggling of the Elefred could not have occurred. Hongshu. Don't sleep while I'm wiggling my fingies at you. Oh, I wouldn't dream of falling asleep on you, Mr. Edgeworth. I'd rather you fall asleep on me, honey. Exclamation point. It is exactly as you describe. Are you confessing to have participated in the smuggling? No, far from it. It is true I am one who signed off on document, but you cannot use that fact alone to make your allegation on smuggling stick. There is no direct correlation after all.
All you have is my signature on a piece of paper.
Really? All you did was sign it?
I neglected to check if the cargo has been loaded onto the plane properly.
It's because she woke up. Look at her eyes. Her eyes are different. Clearly that means she has to have a different voice.
So sorry about that.
It seems that she's finally woken up. This is going to be one tough fiat.
Suppose, and this is just suspicion. Even if I was involved in smuggling, you can't throw the charge of murder on me just like that.
Objection!
If you were involved in this smuggling, they would have a strong motive to kill. Agent Hicks was in the middle of an investigation regarding a smuggling ring. And just when he was about to close in, he's killed by a member of that ring. But did you ever stop to think that maybe Rhoda is smuggling ring member? After all, unlike me, Rhoda has access to many things on this plane for work purposes.
So perhaps there is some element of a setup at play in this case.
What are you talking about?
Don't worry, I wasn't talking about you. I meant the killer. First it was myself, and now it's Miss Teniero who is under the microscope. Seems to me that our killer is going to great lengths to pin this crime on anyone they can.
You have no proof that Rhoda is being set up, or that she isn't.
Actually, I believe that she was indeed the intended target from the beginning. I believe that the plan was to push all the blame for the crime onto her, and this evidence will prove my suspicion. Yeah, my badge. The statue.
Take that!
Right? Okay, maybe not that. The phone? That would make any sense, though. The suitcase?
Take that!
The killer could have hidden the body anywhere, and yet they chose the suitcase. Why is that? Perhaps it was to move the body up from the lower deck to the first floor. However, why go through the trouble to do so? ... The only way to make all these actions make sense is if the killer had wanted to frame Miss Teniero for murder. Miss Teniero buys a suitcase on every flight she works without fail, but should her suitcase be switched with the one containing the victim's body, that would put her in a very tight spot. Unfortunately for the killer, the turbulence put an end to that plan. Ugh. There wasn't enough time to put the body back into the suitcase, ergo they made do with whatever was on hand, adapting their plan, and tried to frame me as I lay unconscious on the floor from the turbulence. And the killer then went to hide the suitcase in the in-flight shop, and brought the piggy bank back to the elevator in order to fabricate a false weapon. A lot of work for a fruitless endeavor, wouldn't you agree?
Sounds like the killer had a tough time too, huh? I mean, why did they need the killer to frame someone that badly, huh?
That is because of the special circumstances surrounding this particular case. You horny bastard. The killer was at a loss of what to do with Agent Hicks' body, but as it just so happened, there was a bunch of empty suitcases nearby. Being a skinny man, the killer thought to put his body in the suitcase and hand it off.
You mean that the whole plan to frame someone was an elaborate coincidence?
No, that's not what I said. You've wrongly deduced my meaning.
The one with the wrong deductions is you. Think before you speak again.
Patience, Franny! I was about to reveal the truth! When the murder took place? No, it should have been where. It should have been where. I'm realizing I got it wrong. I gotta say, this game is fucking crazy for giving her shine on the tits and also what looks like a nipple mark on her fucking shirt. That's fucking insane. The special circumstances are simply that the murderer took place on a plane mid-flight. No matter which country, customs is quite strict in this day and age. So no matter what you do, the chances that the body will be found is very high. Therefore, there was no choice but to frame either Miss Teniero or myself. In other words, the only one who fits within the boundaries of this criminal's movements is not Miss Teniero or myself, but you, Miss Chamomile. Only you and you alone could be the killer. And...
Are you done already? I was about to fall asleep again. Anyway, let's be honest here. You don't have anything on me other than a whole lot of circumstantial evidence.
Ugh.
I can see the outline of how the murder occurred, but I have no definitive evidence. And isn't there a piece of evidence that's still unaccounted for? Something that I still can't quite fit into the big picture?
Yeah, the phone.
Take that!
I don't have any actual evidence. I thought not. But that's because it went missing and still is. Missing? What do you mean by that?
In the complex puzzle that is this case, there was one piece I kept getting stuck on.
And that's this victim's cell phone.
Franny, you were waiting at the airport for a phone call from Agent Hick's cell phone. Or at least, that's what you told me.
That's right!
But Agent Hick's cell phone could not be found at the crime scene.
You mean the killer took the phone with them?
Precisely. I suspect that if we were able to find the phone, it would lead us to the killer.
Ahaha, come on, get serious. If the victim fell to his death from that height, wouldn't his phone break as well?
We won't know that until we try a little experiment, shall we? Franny, I'd like to ask for your assistance. You know the victim's phone number, do you not?
Of course I do. 8675309.
Agent Hick's phone. It's ringing from somewhere, sir. I hear it, detective. Now, where's it coming from?
Miss Meal, wake up. Sorry, Mr. Edgeworth. Got sleepy all of a sudden because it sounds like a lullaby I used to love as a child.
I'd better find that cell phone and fast. Well, the cell phone's probably like in her fucking teddy bear or something. It sounds like the phone is up in the flight attendant's room. We better hurry up to the flight attendant's room, sir. The ringing's coming from somewhere in here, sir.
Leave no stone unturned, Detective Gumshoe. Start kicking shit.
It doesn't seem to be over here.
It doesn't seem to be over here.
Then let's look elsewhere, sir.
I wonder if it might be inside this suitcase.
I don't hear any sounds coming from in there.
I don't suppose the culprit would have been so dumb to try the same trick twice. The ringing is coming from somewhere around here.
Well, it's not here, sir.
Why do I have such a bad feeling where we're going to find this phone?
The ringing's coming from in here, sir.
What? No, it can't be.
This has got to be the victim's cell phone. Just as locker is this, sir?
It's Miss Teniero's.
What?
So, Mr. Edgeworth, how did it go? Where did you find the phone?
I found it in the flight attendant's room in Miss Teniero's locker.
What? But how? Brother
Arrow?
I don't know anything about the phone. It wasn't me. It wasn't me. Miss Von Karma, was it? I suggest you arrest Miss Road the Arrow right away.
Wait, I have a theory. This is related to the incident with the keycard. When the killer went to steal the keycard, they conveniently stashed the cell phone in Miss Tenniero's locker at the same time.
This is related to the keycard, alright? In the same way that we have zero proof that the killer did just the same.
Yeah.
The only voice that stings the truth is evidence. That is the only part we cannot ignore.
What should I do? Franny is right. I can't offer baseless conjectures at this point. Alright then. Why did the culprit take the cell phone from Agent Hicks? It must have something very incriminating on or in it.
Hold it!
What now, Miles Edgeworth?
It's not over yet. We have yet to figure out why the killer took the phone.
What?
Inside this phone lies the final piece of incriminating evidence that will point us to the killer. We need to examine this phone in more detail. Ah, it's a camera lens. Come to think of it, I wonder, how exactly was Agent Hicks planning to preserve the crime scene of a smuggling? Franny, I need you to confirm something. This cell phone, can it take pictures? Mr. Edgeworth, I can't believe you don't know about this kind of basic stuff, sir. Literally every phone can take fucking pictures now.
This looks like a very similar model to my own. And mine can take photos just fine.
Do you think Agent Hicks could have taken some photos with this? In particular, pictures as evidence for his smuggling case? If so, I'd say there may be some inconvenient photos in here for our smuggler killer. But the photos all busted up, sir.
Even a super prosecutor can't repair a broken phone.
Ugh. I'll find a way, don't you worry about that. Ugh.
May I go back to sleep now?
The LCD screen on the inside and outside are broken, that's for sure. But that's also reason enough to believe that the killer wasn't able to erase the data.
What?
What do you mean by that, Frenchie?
It looks like our killer isn't very familiar with electronics. This phone still rang when I called it, meaning that only the screen is broken. It's possible that the photos are still inside, still waiting to be accessed. All we have to do is transfer the data to my phone.
Franny, your phone, if you please.
Very well. It's transferring. Alright, displaying it now.
This is...
Agent Hicks was most certainly trying to obtain some evidence for his smuggling case.
Hey, the olive red's nowhere in these pictures, sir.
But this has no meaning as a piece of evidence in this murder case, right?
Ah, she's right. There's not much we can find out from here as Agent Hicks killer, sir.
Is this it? Is this the end?
Is there nothing in this photo that we can use? What's all this?
Bang, 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 get down, bang, bang. Oh, they're a cargo ship from Virginia to Jiangfa.
So the reason they aren't here now is that they were dropped off in Jiangfa. Mr. LeBlanc, can you tell me the context of these boxes? Unfortunately, there is no English written on them anywhere.
One cluster of boxes is written in Virginian. It says, it is cloth in English.
Cloth? Could it be? Is this where the killer...
What? What is with starry face?
Miss Meal.
Yeah?
It would appear that Agent Hicks was no ordinary investigator. He left us with a piece of evidence after all. A striking piece that will point out who his killer is.
Ah! Maybe you should force your mistaken reading of a simple picture, Mr. Edgeworth.
The Virginian cargo and this piece of evidence will point us straight to the killer.
And what is that supposed to prove?
The killer used this piece of cloth to wipe up the blood they had spilt. But there was one thing that had bothered me this whole time. Where did it come from? And now I have finally found my answer in this very photo. The cargo that was loaded in Jangfa had cloth written on it. In Borginian, that is. And this is where the killer grabbed a piece from it to clean up the blood up with. That's right. The killer was someone who could read and understand Borginian. And the only crew member that fits that description is you, Miss Camille.
Ah, that is pretty flimsy. The killer probably searched through all the boxes looking for something to use. When you're frantic, you don't care if the box is in English or Virginian.
Sorry, but I cannot agree with your assessment of the killer's indiscriminate nature.
What?
There was no need for the killer to tear through these boxes at random at all. And if the killer supposedly could not comprehend Borginian, well then... Logically, the killer would have opened this box first.
Take that!
Hey, it says bed sheets in English right on the box, sir. Precisely, and bed sheets would be perfect for cleaning up blood, wouldn't you say?
What are you trying to say?
That if I were the criminal, which I'm not, I would have used bed sheets.
How does a killer trust to use some Virginian cloth? Do you have any explanation for that?
The killer didn't want anyone to know what the real scene of the crime was in this cargo hold, so they were afraid to leave signs at the box where the sheets had been opened. However, the Virginian cloth, well, that's a horse of a different color.
Because the killer knew that it was going to be unloaded in the Republic of Jangfa.
That's right. That is why the Virginian cloth was used. And the only Virginian reader on board who could make such a calculated decision is LeBlanc! You're under arrest! Ugh. It would be very easy for us to confirm if any of these boxes were resealed. All we would have to do is contact the Jangfa authorities in time. We may even find evidence to incriminate our killer within those boxes. Guard. So what do you say, Miss Meal? Why not confess to your crime here and now? Or would you rather wait and see what we find out from Jangfa? No! That's totally how she would not scream.
He was Interpol. I couldn't stop it. I brought him here. He started taking pictures. I couldn't be found out. I was scared. I was in trouble.
We finished making all the arrangements to take the suspect in, sir.
Very good, Detective. What about the smuggling route? Did she say anything about that?
They're taking it down to the precinct now. Hopefully we can get more out of it there. Whenever we approach the topic, she just started foaming at the mouth. It was really unattractive and scary, sir.
She probably wasn't prepared to commit a murder all of a sudden. One thing is for sure, the ring behind this whole mess means serious business. It looks like there's a... Oh, Jesus Christ.
You going to bed?
Yeah, do you want the baby with you?
Oh, you can put her to bed too. I won't be able to. Hopefully. I still got like 30 minutes left.
Good night, baby. Good night, pound cake. I'll see you in the morning. Here, I'll give you a kiss. I'll give you a kiss, then you get out of here. Okay, then get out of here. I want to get you. No, get your mama. Go get her. Go get her. Wanna go potty? Go get her. She's gonna take you potty. Stupid dog. Go potty. Go. Go, go, go. There we go. It looks like there's more to this case than meets the eye. Mr. Edgeworth. I just wanted to say how much I appreciate everything you did. Thank you very much.
It was nothing. In fact, I should be the one thanking you for your cooperation.
But truly, if it wasn't for you, I might not be here right now. Instead, I can continue to serve our passengers as a flight attendant. What a fucked up reality. I hope that, well, please accept this as a token of my appreciation.
That's...
I see. You don't gotta take it if you don't want it.
No, I mean, I would never turn down a lady's generous offer.
Oh, thank you. I'm sure it will serve you well. And remember, here at Go You Airlines are always ready to serve, Mr. Edgeworth.
Thank you. I, too, am familiar with serving.
Now I must bid you farewell. May all your skies be blue no matter where you go.
Jeez, Mr. Edgeworth, she's kind of a baddie, though.
Speak for yourself, I'm gay. By the way, where's Franny?
Oh, she's filling out some customs paperwork for her departure.
Departure?
Yeah, Miss Von Karma's always really busy, sir. She's busy flying around from country to country to chase down some leads regarding her case. ... Detective, can you cancel the car I had reserved you earlier? You got it, sir.
Franny, I thought I told you when I first landed. I have no time for idle chatter.
I have no intention of wasting your time, however. It has been a while since we last met.
I also have no time for reminiscing. Just who do you think I am?
You are Franziska von Karma, a very proud prosecutor deserving of much respect.
Until only a little while ago, I was but a wretched mutt whose I was losing to you. A dancing pirouette, living her life, and a name and fame and her invincible father built.
True, your father, Manfred von Karma, didn't lose a single case, but now he's in jail.
What are you talking about? ...
The
group I'm on the trial of is a little more troublesome than most. The smuggling route we found this time is the only one sliver of the big picture.
Sounds like a dangerous assignment.
You really don't have to worry. I can take care of myself.
Yes, I suppose you can.
Plus, there is another agent on this case with me.
Oh, another agent?
He's a star among Interpol and has the highest successful arrest rate. Who knows, you may even run into him one day.
I was simply caught up in this one case. I hardly see why we would cross paths.
I suppose. But I doubt he would say the same.
I'm not following you.
You'll understand soon enough. The fight has only just begun, Miles Edgeworth. I'll be back in this country soon enough. And when I am, you can be sure I'll pay you back in full.
And just like that, she's gone, oh sir. Thank goodness. I can finally rest easy knowing I won't have to watch out for a whip. Detective Gumshoe, I wanted to thank you for all your help and cooperation. Oh, it was nothing, sir. I'm just happy to be able to work with you again. I think I'm gonna celebrate by adding a little extra salt to my instant noodles tonight. That's really sad. Detective, I was wondering if you might give me a ride down to the prosecutor's office? Sure thing, sir. I'll even fly down the road in the patrol car if you want. Don't make me remind you, Detective. Safety first. Thus, I solved my first case upon my arrival home. Franny von Karma, the smuggling route she was after. The leaders of that ring had already put their trump card into play, and the players on the other side of this war, they would begin to make themselves known through the next incident. Edgeworth speaking.
Ah, finally! I called who knows how many times earlier and I couldn't get through.
And you are?
Ah, have you forgotten my voice, Miles, my boy?
Mr. Amano? Ernest Amano, correct?
Ah, so you do remember me. I know it's rather sudden, but I can't ask this of anyone else. There's been an incident, Miles. My son, he's been kidnapped.
Oh! Very nice. Chat, I'm gonna end it here. And we're gonna rip one more pack and call it a night. As much as I would like to stay up longer, I'm exhausted, chat. I am so tired. I was up until like 3 a.m. last night. Like I was so tired. All right. Give me that number 1 through 20. And make it snappy. Why am I even asking? I know what you're going to say. Use the box. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Did I count right? Did I count right? Because that one should have been up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Fine. We'll open Paldea Evolved. I really want to rip those 151 packs, but it's fine. You don't need to rip in 151. Just, no, when he's rip 151, who doesn't really need to rip 151? Bitch. Because there's also a chance that you're not even awake right now, Carpal. You might have gone sleepies because you drink so much. Because I bet you're on at least drink number 5 from what you were saying earlier. Guess that energy chat. 1, 2, 3. I think it's gonna be grass. It's fire. We got Girafarig, Great Ball, Relor, Quaxley, Bramblegast, Superior Energy Retrieval, Sudowoodo, Artisan, Nimble, Hariyama. Damn, dude. My luck has been dog lately. Like, I'm getting nothing. But that's fine. Sometimes, chat, sometimes you get nothing. Besides, last week I pulled the Paldea Evolved Magikarp and the Terapagos Altarts. So I I should have more than enough pulls for some time now. So anyway, that's what we're calling it for tonight. I will talk to you guys next time. Thanks for popping in the stream. Next stream will be Pokemondays, baby. I know it's been a fat minute, but it'll be great, and it'll be really excellent. So we will be doing some Pokemondays on Monday. Thanks for popping in, and hope you all have a good night. Bye.